customer and thank you for calling AT&T. Before we begin, I must inform you that this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. With whom am I speaking?
Frodo Baggins is my name.
Oh, it is my pleasure, Mr. Frodo. My name is Anatar, Lord of Gifts, and I would love to help you with any issues you are having today. If you will allow me a moment to pull up your complaint log, I can get you sorted out in a jiffy loop.
What are you waiting for? Destroy it!
It looks like you are trying to return your smart ring of power to the virus of Mount Doom from which it was forged. Let me first express how sorry we are that you are unsatisfied with your purchase, and that we will do everything in our power to make amends, but oh dear, it appears that you have previously declined the option to extend your extended warranty, and so unfortunately, we will not be able to accept any returns at this time.
The ring is mine.
Yes, it appears so. However, I am the Lord of Gifts, and so just this once, I may be able to make an exception. Right now, we are having a special promotion, and if you are willing to switch your service provider to Mordor Mobile, you can trade in your smart ring for the brand new Apple Ring 13. It has 5G. Does that sound like something you would be interested in today?
I will take the ring to Mordor, though I do not know the way.
Oh, that is wonderful news, Mr. Frodo. I am glad that we could get this issue resolved. Let me just forward you to our sales department, and we will get you sorted out. Please hold.
Eight hours later.
Mr. Frodo, we apologize for the inconvenience. I hope you did not have to wait a long time.
I can't recall the taste of food. Not the sound of water. Touch of grass.
Yes, I've heard that can happen. Please hold.
In a world of remakes and remasters,
are we playing your
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Radical.
Gone are the days of pop and cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now, it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot.
Hello and welcome to the show, everyone. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things, and it's called Best Gen because most of us are pretty much from the same generation, and we happen to think that it's the best one. Not because we're better than you, but because our movies were. So strap on in and prepare to wax nostalgic as we reminisce upon the days of yore, and at the same time, we're going to do a lot of complaining about the dumb stuff that's about dumb movies. Are you ready? How's everybody doing?
Aye, Captain. Wait.
We've got some wonderful people in the chat. Mark Clark, has a list of like 5 questions for us to answer because he was here on time, unlike some people. David, you don't get to
almost early.
You don't get to show up at 7 o'clock and say, "Oh, I'm on time. I've been here the whole time."
It starts at 7. I was here at 7.
I also love
was
how
here at
I was
7.
on
I
time.
was
That
here
thing
at
came in
7.
after 6 or after 7.
Yeah, I was
Hey.
here at 7, brother.
Yeah, we got a good show for you. There's a lot of news to talk about because we've skipped a week. It's a special Saturday night episode, so sorry if that screwed up your schedules, but I'm not streaming tomorrow. My wife would kill me. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Hope you have a fun plans for New Year's tomorrow, and I'm excited for the new year because no matter what kind of filth we get from Hollywood, at least we'll always have Dune Part 2, baby.
Except that's what you said
Are they
last
saying
year.
March? Yeah, I know. It was literally, that was my motto for all of 2023.
Yep.
Is at least we're gonna get Dune at the end of the year.
And then we didn't. Well,
But March is my birthday, so it will be a wonderful, wonderful experience if I get to.
so you took it from my birthday and gave it to your birthday. I see how it is.
I didn't do jack. Okay.
I'm gonna blame you anyway.
I don't think it really doesn't make sense to delay the movie. Like, if there was ever a movie that needed no marketing, it was Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Dune-
pretty sure the people who are going to go watch it are the ones who liked the first part.
Well,
Yeah,
it's only been getting more and more popular these days.
I
mean,
know.
I talked on the stream about how Dune is showing up in so many board games recently.
Yeah.
And that was before Mr. Beast won the championship for the new Dune Imperium. That's gone viral now. It's
I don't know what you're.
exploded.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Beast Dune a championship? What?
There was a board gaming championship. They just released a new base game version of that Dune board game I was talking about. It's Dune Imperium. The new one is Dune Imperium Uprising. And he thought it looked interesting, and so he had some friends teach him how to play it, and he won the championship.
Oh.
Then it's not that hard of a game. You mean Mr. Beast won?
No, like he legit learned how to play it and played it several times, learned how to, what strategy.
It's not that hard. That's not
Did
a
he
hard.
do a video? Did he do a video on it? Like, I spent 30 days playing Dune Imperium.
I don't know.
Underwater. Right?
Underwater.
Like if someone told me, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you League of Legends. Go and win the world."
Okay, that'll take a long time.
Yeah. No, it would take forever. Like I would
Yeah.
never be able to do it. I'm not
I wonder
Asian.
if there's also because there's definitely like a competitiveness level with League of Legends that like you wouldn't be able to break in after a month or whatever. Whereas
Obviously.
board games are also going to be a little bit more likely to be something like that because there's probably going to be a little bit more chance involved and
but they're supposed to be like
a little less
more
RNG.
fun, right? Like they're not supposed to be like so competitive. They're more supposed to be like fun, right? Or I don't know what type of game is this, like MOBA or something.
It depends on the type of game.
Well played, Mark. Well played.
Mao.
David, you want to read this one for us?
Yes, I should have a board game channel. That's a great idea. I could do board game news and you all stay informed.
What? No, I wish that Streamlabs would move the pictures when we pull up chats.
All good. It's fun to Kilroy over the chats.
Thank you so much for the $4.99. It was a good zinger. It was worth it. I hope it was worth every penny.
I was gonna say it was. I liked it. I appreciated it.
Very nice.
I think it was worth it.
Well, if you want to prepare for the winter months, you can get your sexy, technically Mexican hats and sip on some technically Mexican brews.
Didn't bring the mug this time.
To warm your cockles for the winter months ahead. I still need to send the Angry Mexa his actually Mexican mug. I've been super busy.
Yeah, I was going to say you're wearing that in a very fashion-forward way as well.
Everyone else should have theirs though.
Randomly perched on top of their head, on top of your head.
Mm-hmm. Jared, you still don't have yours. Corwin got his today because his parents were driving down to visit him, so I gave them his mug.
Nice.
But the next time you come to Utah, you'll have one too.
There we go. All right. Although the next time I was planning on coming to Utah, we might just make people come out here instead. But we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, and if I'll probably be going to California. I know I'm going to California in March, and maybe sooner to do some other stuff.
I mean, yay.
So the collaboration I was talking about, the episode finally went live yesterday. I was on an episode of Ward Radio, so it's a bit of a different vibe. We talk about purely Christianity, specifically Mormonism, but a lot of the topics are universal to anyone Christian. You don't have to be of the same denomination to enjoy a lot of the conversations we have there. But I talked about faith and being not ashamed of the beliefs that you hold in Christ, and it was a very fun episode. So
yeah, it was good.
You can check that out if you're interested in that kind of thing. I know not everyone would be who watches a nerd channel. The Venn diagram might not be 100% there. So, but it's there if you want to, if you want to see it.
We might have a good Venn diagram from this channel though, since I imagine a good chunk of our viewers are family and friends.
Yeah.
But
I'll be doing some more collaborations with them in the future. I wrote a couple sketches.
Nice.
Which we just need to figure out when we can all travel and film. So, it's been crazy. Did you guys have a great Christmas?
Yeah. Fantastic. As you can see by all the new board games up here that we had.
This was actually a birthday present, but
nice. Yeah. I got my wife one of those too.
Oh, nice.
Slightly different design, but I love that joke.
Yeah, my wife got that one for me. I gotta ask me about the Cosmere shirt, even though, as I believe my brother pointed out to me, I'm probably not the best one to ask about the Cosmere because I haven't read Stormlight yet. But one of my goals for 2024, and one of the things that I'm going to be doing with my channel is talking about as I go through and read the Stormlight Archive this next year.
Yep.
So that is and my actually plan read as well. Actually read the Year of Sanderson that I have all the books for.
Yeah, you've got some catching up to do. I intentionally held off on Stormlight until the 5th book was about to be released because I do not have time to reread books all the time. And since they're so big, I specifically wanted to wait until that first arc was done.
We've talked about that, and I had been planning on waiting for all 10. Yeah. Then I decided I can't wait that long. I'll wait for the 5th. And then I decided, guess what? I don't care anymore because I will be able to review them with audiobooks and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If there was ever an author, I totally understand that mentality. But if there was ever an author it didn't apply to, it was Brandon Sanderson because you get a Stormlight book every other year. It's that's not if your brain. I'm sorry if you don't have the retention to remember that stuff, you might have other problems. So.
It's more that I really want to have it super fresh,
Also, with Sanderson, there's so much else to read first, so I just put all the Stormlight at the very
I've been doing a lot of 3D printing. I printed off. I probably already showed it on stream, but I printed off a new version that looks a whole lot better.
Very
I
nice.
Didn't even have to melt the tips of these. There's a couple ones on there. Oh, it's so cool! I got my little dice tower.
Very nice.
Ooh, beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah, I've had a good time with family. My wife's got some time off, and it's been fun. I hope you guys are having a great holiday vacation as well.
Yeah.
Mark Clark just reads them as they come. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Publication.
One other thing that I got for Christmas, though.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Leather bound.
That is beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Some of the stuff that's going on in this, nice.
I love that,
man. Just some of the here's to Teller, and let's see. Here we go.
I'm thinking
first time seeing Sesebron. Where do we go?
Oh, it's not. It's blurring it out.
I got to get rid of my blur. I'll get rid of my blur for now.
You just need to hold it in front of your face, and you're good. Right. I'm thinking next year at Dragonsteel, I'll set up a booth and just do a Louder with Crowder. Warbreaker is the best of the Cosmere. Change my mind.
Right, that'd be good.
Nice.
I think that would be a fun video.
One of the only arguments that I have against that is somebody pointed out to me before I read it this last time how often he has characters raising eyebrows. It happens a lot.
Well, maybe there's a lot of weird things going on in the book.
It does fit pretty well, but it is just one of those things that it's the sort of stuff that hit piece that was done on Brandon for that one magazine. There is something fair to that, and that's even the sort of stuff that Brandon will admit to, that he is not the best at making the most interesting prose. But just some interesting stuff there.
Nice.
The last ones are some of the best ones though, because you have Vasher with Nightblood.
Ooh. Okay.
That's just such a cool one there. I think there's one other good one with Vasher and Nightblood that was earlier. But yeah, anyway.
I think just about
that's one of my favorite Christmas presents this year.
I think about 90% of Brandon Sanderson fans would disagree with Mark Clark that Elantris is the best.
But I want to go back to his earlier message. I read them as they come out. Is Mark Clark reading books in order?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Like,
that is
what?
off-brand for sure.
Well, these are some of the alternate covers that they put at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That color one. That's so beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. And this one here is a really cool look. That again, it's like some of the other ones where it may or may not make a ton of sense, but nice. for what's in the story. But just so cool. And the other fun thing with this, I don't know if you guys have looked into this book at all, but one of the other fun things with this copy of the book is all of the God King's dialogue is in purple, much like in old school Bibles. Yeah. Where they would take Christ's words and put them in red. They took God Kings and put them in purple, because it matches the theme. Obviously the purple coloring in with everything else.
Illuminated text. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
It's a really cool concept and idea there. I'll see if I can find that one last picture that I really wanted to show off. But
we've got a wild Corwin on the show. Appeared in the wild.
Ooh.
How much time do you have with us today?
If we could hear the wild Corwin.
If we can hear him, we'll wait till we hear him.
He's unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Oh, so Mark Clark only reads the Stormlight ones in order. Sure. Thank you for the $1.99, good sir. So to answer your other questions, update on the album, not much progress because it's been Christmas, and my contribution is done. I'm waiting on someone else to do the stuff that I don't know how to do. We're still really, really close.
Yeah.
Probably February.
And in answer to to my channel, I did put something in the chat there. I still actually need to figure out some, actually getting together and doing a stream, but I'm planning on doing a weekly stream starting next year and moving forward with that with the Nerdvana Entertainment. I've got the channel already there. I just need to actually get myself set up with my streaming, with whatever the sorts of stuff that you're using, Streamlabs or something else like that. And any of you guys are welcome to come on if you'd like, but I also will probably, as you may have discovered it here, I'm not too shy about being able to just talk and talk and talk. So I can talk on my own too if I need to.
Nice.
So the news, let's do some news. I forgot to share my screen beforehand. So you guys saw the Sauron casting, obviously.
That's the first I'd heard about it, but that's interesting because I guess that's Sauron, not
Halbrand was.
Wait.
Well, because he's a shapeshifter.
I guess he's a shapeshifter. Okay.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter. So, but the whole thing is, why would you want people to know?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Who it's gonna be?
It supposed to be a big surprise now. I guess maybe for this one it's not going to be a surprise, but
maybe just because the reception was so bad and everyone knew it was Halbrand from the first episode, that they're like, okay, we're not going to try that again this season.
Although on the one hand, because we had the first season where there's the reveal, it would make a lot of sense for them not to bother with trying to keep it a secret this time, because that was the whole point of the first one. But that being said, that's one of the benefits of having a shapeshifter is you could have him be a different person, be like, all right, where's Waldo this season?
Where's Sauron this season? Yeah. And see, I like that idea. But I think it would be more fun. It would be more fun if they did do that. Each season, a different person is Sauron, but you're not allowed to cast new people. So every season, the show will retroactively have to gaslight you and say, no, this person was Sauron the whole time. And then they have to retcon and work in excuses as to why Galadriel was actually Sauron the whole time. You know, you're like, well, she was doing this, and the reason that she did all those good things was because of, like, I would watch the heck out of that, man.
That would be hilarious.
It was. I thought it was Agatha all along. Yeah. They just renamed that show again, by the way, for the sixth time.
They named it to the name that kind of makes sense to Agatha all along, anyway. But
no, it's already been renamed. It's already been renamed after that.
Again?
I can't remember. Yeah.
I know it was,
that one lasted like less than a week.
Nope, we lost him.
Oh.
That's a good freeze frame.
It is.
So what they change it to? Because it used to be like House of Harkness or something, and
House of Darkness. I don't care. I literally don't care.
Did you lose me there?
Yeah,
we lost you.
You're back now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, there was Agatha. It was House of Harkness and Darkhold Diaries at one point, and there was some other one, and then they went with Agatha all along. But yeah, now I guess they've gone with something else.
Yeah,
I think they switched it back to something about the Darkhold or something.
Huh.
Who cares? I don't. Yeah, it's also just a really funny casting. It's
your sketch was great.
No, no shade on the actor. He does not look imposing whatsoever. If he's gonna, and maybe that's the point, is he's gonna be the nice one. He's the bringer of gifts, and so he's never gonna show his evil side in this form. But it's just such a silly choice. It's so silly. All the credit goes to Ingrid Mexa. He gave me the idea. He basically forced me to make it. He texted me, hey, no, you have to make this sketch. I'm like, okay, fine.
It's just that I cannot make the accent. So I wanted to do it, but
so he just wants me to front load all of the racism.
But I told him, you can tell him that I did it. If anything happens, you just tell him I did it, and I can just pretend that I can make a good Indian accent. It's just that I can't do it.
Appropriation is appreciation. You cannot convince me.
Yeah, and it's really funny.
Once you stop caring, it's such a silly argument to say that it's racist.
I think there are places where it could be, but I agree that for the most part, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Let's have fun. Let's bring people together instead of tearing people apart. So doesn't look good for the DCU. Tom King is going to be integrally involved in the writing of the new.
Which one's Tom King?
He wrote a lot of gross stuff. He's a writer.
Not familiar with him at all.
Tom King.
Look it up.
It's like we lost Corwin too.
Did we really ever actually have Corwin to begin with? No.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Was the Corwin the friends that we made along the way?
Yeah, Corwin is like, it's better love and lost than never love at all.
Yeah. So I am not excited. And I was willing to give James Gunn like all of the benefit of the doubt until he just started lying.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah,
we lost him like a Harfoot. No, completely different. We didn't intentionally leave him behind and or sabotage his wagon and leave him to die. So there's that. Jonathan Mayers officially fired from the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
So called that one. It very much so felt like they were moving away from Kang with all of their reshoots of Loki season 2.
Yeah, indeed. They made him look really bad. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a good move. Like honestly, with all of the firing they've been doing, I don't want to say it yet, but like, is there hope for the MCU? Who knows? We'll have to see.
Yeah, I thought that they could be, but after they announced that they literally shot 8 episodes of Daredevil, and then they said, "No, we don't like it. Let's just delete
it's
everything."
Too woke for even us.
It's probably I don't believe that it was because it probably was not woke enough.
What's more upsetting is that they shot 8 episodes of that, and then but gave Echo the gritty, violent TV show.
Yeah. But you know that it's easier to be violent. There was an old saying in movies. I don't know who said.
Hey, we can hear him now.
Nice.
Technology sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Does sometimes. Yeah.
How long do we have you today, Corwin?
Oh, the entire time.
The entire time.
Nice.
Okay.
The entire time. As long as everything goes smooth the entire time.
As long as your technology is working, you know.
As long as the technology is working and aliens don't escape the entire time.
Did you get your wonderful mug?
My parents did give me the wonderful mug. Yes.
Good. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I enjoyed hot chocolate from it actually today.
I wish they were a little bit bigger. Because I'm used to drinking out of the Louder with Crowder mug now, and it's like it's got an extra couple ounces on it, so I just have to like mentally adjust.
Yep.
But yeah, they turned out really nice. So, yeah, back to the news. Thanks for joining us, Corwin. Everyone did. Is this the first time everyone did their homework?
Probably, yeah.
It also a lot of it had to do with it not having to go out to movies that David doesn't have the time to do.
So if I give you guys 2 weeks between every show, will you do your homework?
Hey, I usually do my homework. Usually.
I always do my homework, but I also don't have anything else to do. So
I have to ask because I was trying to talk, but obviously my microphone was sucking and everything sucks.
Yeah, what'd you miss?
Anyway, what the crap was up with the Sauron casting? What?
He's Indian now, don't you know?
Oh, was that just like did the other guy quit? Did they fire him? Did he?
No, it's because he's a shapeshifter.
Oh, so Sauron.
He's Anatar.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's it.
The bringer of gift. Yeah.
Halbrand is still going to be in the show. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
But he.
Although how? Okay, I don't even know.
I am curious to see if they decide to say like Halbrand's in the show, but is not himself Sauron anymore, and he's just someone else.
We're not talking about Sauron. We're talking about because sometimes people get confused, and I just want to clarify this. We're talking about the big bad owner of the ring, right? We're not talking about the white person, the wizard, white wizard or whatever. We're talking about
that's Saruman,
right?
Saruman. So we're talking about Sauron, like the Dark Lord.
Yes,
I always remember that Saruman is a man and Sauron is not. But
I'm
Saruman
really bummed he didn't turn into like a Triple D girl, but that's okay. I mean, if there was any time to bend gender role.
I know, right? If you're gonna like cater to the only fans of the show you have,
I mean, they did. They race swapped the guy completely. They literally did the opposite colors of the guy. Halbrand was white, and this guy is white and British, and this guy is Indian.
I want a waifu Sauron. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You could. I could find you some good actresses that could play Sauron.
Oh man.
No, it's just going to end up being Aquafina, and I'm going to hate it.
Would catch my attention. It would make the relationship between Galadriel and Sauron even better. So, I'm just saying, like, we could get some Black Swan action going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
That's right. I'm back on the show.
Oh, dear. Mark Clark watched an episode of season 2 of Reacher.
Clark does.
Do you need to watch season 1? I would highly recommend season 1. It's very good. I really enjoyed season 1. I thought the finale was a little bit weak and just kind of devolved into shooting around in a warehouse and kind of lacked the nuance and gritty violence that was in the rest of the show. But still, a wonderful season of television, and I've only watched the first couple episodes of season 2, but the episode 1 of season 2, holy crap, one of the greatest things ever. Mm-hmm. Just the open, like just the opening scene of episode 1 of season 2, with the
carjack
with the ATM, and the carjack. Holy cow, this show is so good. So.
You don't even have to watch the show. You can just watch the clips, and even the clips are really good.
And they're releasing them on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
just watch the official Amazon clips. You're like, oh yeah, this is a good show.
Yeah, it's a really good show. It makes me want to watch. It's the first time a marketing for a show makes me actually want to watch it.
Also, season 1 had a moment.
It's Amazon.
I know.
Amazon makes some good stuff still. They put out a lot of
when they want to,
awful crap, but some of their shows are pretty good.
I think they put awful crap so they can actually fund the good stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the funny thing about that is, though, Rings of Power and Wheel of Time is what they've spent their money on, and that's crap.
Yeah, it's because they're not involved with Reacher. That's why it's good.
Right.
It's just they're just hosting it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And on those lines, have you guys seen any of the Jack Ryan seasons?
That's what I was going to say. Is I need to check out Jack Ryan. And
I have not been watching it.
The first season of Jack Ryan is so good, and I heard the second season wasn't as good, and I never got around to watching it. And I heard the third season was amazing too.
Yeah,
but I also need to watch a bunch of those old Jack Ryan movies.
Try Jack Ryan as well.
Both if you want to watch Jack Ryan movies, there's about 15 different Jack Ryan movies. They're all different actors.
Hunt for Red October, Clear and Present Danger, Small Fears, Patriot
This is
Games,
one of those times I will say
Shadow
the TV show is better than the movies, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and I expect it to be, and that's everything that I've heard as well. But with me, I like to be able to see the progression of it and be able to be like, oh, this is what they did, and now it's even better, or things like that.
What is your favorite Jack Ryan movie? That's a good question. For me, hands down, Clear and Present Danger. Yeah. You can't beat Clear and Present Danger, and if your choice is anything other than that one, you're wrong.
Which one? The what? Hey?
Clear and Present Danger.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Jack Ryan was adapted. The books were adapted into a bunch of movies before the TV show.
Looks like I'm seeing there are 5 movies. Harrison Ford was Jack in 2 of them, but then you had Alec Baldwin.
So he did. Harrison Ford did Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger. Alec Baldwin did Hunt for Red October.
Some of All Fears was Ben Affleck.
Affleck, and then they had that other weird one with Chris Pine. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that one just called Jack Ryan?
Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad either.
I don't think I saw that one.
That was also by Keira Knightley as Kathy, apparently, and I think I will not complain about that.
Everyone always thinks Air Force. Everyone always thinks Air Force One is a Jack Ryan, but it basically is, but it's not
quite. But yeah.
I thought you were talking about Jack Reacher. Jesus Christ.
We are, and then
we switched over to Jack Ryan because we went from Reacher series to the Jack Ryan series.
I was like,
The Reacher had the 2 Tom Cruise movies. I watched the first one and it's phenomenal, and I don't think I've seen the second one.
The second one is kind of mid. Yeah, the fight is not as good as the first one. The first one was really badass.
I absolutely love the first one.
That scene in the bar, I think nobody did that scene better than Jack Reacher from Tom Cruise.
You know what other Tom Clancy property needs to be adapted is the what's the stealth one?
Stealth?
Tom Clancy. No.
They did that.
The video game.
Ghost Recon?
No.
I'm completely forgetting.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Yes, that needs to be adapted.
Corwin got it before me.
That's right. I'm the video game nerd. Mm-hmm.
They haven't even done the other Splinter Cell. Which one is like?
That's based on Tom Clancy, right?
Yeah, they haven't even done the remake.
I haven't. Oh man, I haven't played Splinter Cell since the PS2 was a thing. So
yeah.
Exactly. I know most people don't even remember Splinter Cell.
The Division is also Tom Clancy, isn't it?
Yeah,
I never played that one.
It's okay.
Yeah, I've heard it's okay.
It's okay.
But that's what Tom Clancy is good at, writing stuffs.
Yep.
Anyway, that was a big diversion. Thanks for that, Mark Clark. Yeah, I would. Yeah, Reacher's a good show. There's more news. More news. Jonathan Mayer's fired, baby. Sucks to be ya. Warhammer is officially moving forward with Amazon.
With Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill, good news. Amazon, bad news.
Yeah.
But also, they did Reacher. So if they don't stick their fingers in the pie...
So Henry Cavill is involved with Amazon on Warhammer?
Yeah.
I'm in.
He's in charge. Henry Cavill is in charge. He bought the rights.
I'm doubling. I'm doubling.
As long as he's in charge, I think we'll get something good.
I'm in.
Yep.
Dude, I like. Oof.
And the second Henry Cavill is no longer. I'm out. I'm done.
Yep.
No. So he's the one spearheading the project. He was shopping it around, and Amazon is the one that said, "Okay, let's do it."
Nice.
So it's not going to be another, unless something happens and he gets stabbed in the back. It shouldn't be another Witcher scenario. It's him and his girlfriend.
Watch the new season of The Witcher. No one is going to watch the new season, and it just
no one watched season 3. They're not going to watch season 4.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, people were like, no, like they already stopped watching it because they knew he was out, and now that they know he's out, yeah, no one is like, no.
I would say, can you name a bigger downgrade from Henry Cavill to Liam Hemsworth? But I've also seen The Wheel of Time and the Min casting, so.
Finished the 7th book, by the way.
Nice. I just finished the 6th.
Nice.
Well, I'm not working on it. I'm waiting for it to arrive in shipping.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah,
I finished Lightbringer book 4.
Nice. That's a good one.
Honestly, I actually struggled with that one a little bit. Not necessarily because like I had a hard time reading it, but like the extra level of twist that you get on there of what Gavin finds out about what all was going on in the prison.
Yeah, David had a problem with that too because he has a small brain.
That's my one complaint. But other than that, that book was my favorite.
Because I loved the idea of what you hear about in the first 2 or 3 books. Well, like that conflict and everything, but the idea that you get into
it makes so much sense. It's not a now you can see me twist where you're like, okay, wait, how does any of this work?
It's not even necessarily that it doesn't work. It's just for me, it was almost I liked the first twist so much that when they added a second twist onto it, and again maybe it was there the whole time, but like when we get the second twist revealed with it,
it's good.
It just felt like, oh wait, I liked that last twist best. I liked that a lot, and now you're doing something different. And so it's just hard. Like,
but if you're looking at the themes, if you're looking at the themes of the book, it makes sense. Okay.
And the thing that I'm actually really intrigued with is the way that they're going with it. I really do kind of still like so far, but because up until then, I don't know, the themes had from my perspective, a big part of it had been how good Gavin is and how bad old Gavin was, and not necessarily that was the be all and end all of it all, but like that kind of came down to something that we're happy that this happened the way that it did, because Days and Gavin is a better person. And then to find out that maybe it was a little bit more malicious than there was, but then as we find out that it's maybe not as much maliciousness and maybe you stuck, I don't know, I'm not trying to it's hard to say anything without spoiling it, but like, putting the
read
dead
book
man
5
on the wall sort of stuff. I don't know. I'm curious. So I just got book 5 from the library, and I finished the rest of the Cytonic books that I have, and I've got one one of the short novels that I still am finishing up on audiobook. But then I'm back in on Lightbringer. So
the twist is it's explained. In book 5 really well, and you're like, oh yeah, okay. I kind of would have a hard time seeing.
That's what I've been kind of holding out for, is expecting that. And again, not that I hated it so much that I'm like, I'm done with this, or I don't want it. Like it was the worst. It's just like I really was like, man, I really liked that first level so much that getting this second level really throws me off from it. So, but it's been good. So,
Well, David finished book 6, The Wheel of Time, and he loved it because it's the best ending out of all of the books.
It was very good. Like the 5th book, still the best overall. But yeah, that finale of 6 was pretty good.
Yeah. I don't love book 7. It's good. It's good. It just it was harder for me to read because of what it was doing, which is intentional.
I really like the ending of book 6.
Yeah,
the Battle of Dooman or Diamond Wells or whatever it is.
Demise Wells.
The men Aes Sedai, for lack of a better term, come in and just
Ashaman.
Yeah, the Ashaman. They just come in and they just destroy everything.
It's wonderful.
Tim comes in, he tells them to kill, like he gets them all set up, and he's like, "Go kill!" And the way they describe it, it makes like Karen, who's seen a whole bunch of blood and guts, it just makes everyone start to vomit because thousands of people are just dying in droves. It says they exploded.
Yep.
I'm just imagining every little person had a little ounce of C4 in their body, and it all just went off. Like it was amazing. And I'm just sitting there reading it, going, "This is pretty awesome." And then his famous quote, "Kneel before the Dragonborn or before the Dragon Reborn or be knelt." I was like, "Oh yes, finally there's a man who can look at Aes Sedai in the eye and just slap him."
You know that it's not gonna happen in the TV show, man.
The
way that Rand goes around and just starts pointing to women and stilling them, like boo, pew, pew.
Yeah,
like,
that was so good.
There's no way that this is happening in the show.
Well,
we
there's
can't
no way
have a man do anything
far either. They're not going to get that far in the story.
Yeah,
this last season is going to be their last.
So, but yeah, book 7 is a little bit less exciting, kind of because they're dealing with the repercussions of 6 and dealing with Rand's psyche, which is very remorseful, and then the whole campaign in Crown of Swords is supposed to be grueling, and so it's harder to read, but it's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take a break for a while and do Stormlight right now.
Stormlight. Well,
it'll be fun. Actually, I need to read Lost Metal first because I still haven't done that, and then I'll do Stormlight.
Well, what you need to do is get hyped for the MCU, because the upcoming X-Men reboot is going to center on all female mutants.
I mean, they've got some really cool female mutants.
Just when there was a spark of light of like, hey, maybe they're turning things around. No.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Although is that going to be the X-Men 97 one that they're talking about, or is it the live action MCU stuff?
No, I don't care.
No, I think it's the reboot of the comic line.
Oh, the comic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's Marvel Studios. I don't know.
No,
whatever.
It's their comic line. They're rebooting the X-Men comics starting again.
A lot of times those.
I guarantee you, they won't look hot.
I mean, that cover says different.
Is this the new cover?
Psylocke, Rogue, and I'm assuming Marvel Girl.
Looks very much like the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s X-Men.
Yeah, it doesn't look new.
Yeah, this is not new.
Psylocke was always a crush. Let's be honest.
Psylocke,
any guy who said she wasn't, any guy who doesn't say she's not their crush is a liar.
Or doesn't know about her, because I don't think I knew about her for a long time.
I don't know. I'm a Rogue.
Oh man, can you imagine? Can you imagine casting Olivia Munn and then not using her?
I mean, I can, because she's an arse. Yeah.
But she's got a good one. So, this is official marketing material.
Oh gosh,
that the BBC published. And Master the TDS retweeted.
Freaking tidy whities.
You
missed it. Yeah, he was naked the entire episode.
Yeah, most of the episode. I mean, 35 minutes of the episode. Yeah.
So
lovely.
It's looking great. Wonderful.
I think he was in underwear for 2 episodes, actually. If you take technically.
Well, I saw the terrible clip with him dancing and singing with the stupid Goblin King. It's like, we talked about that last time, but I actually watched the clip. Oh my gosh!
Well, because there was more of it that hadn't aired yet. Yeah, because after he falls through the ceiling, the Doctor starts singing the Goblin song, and it's even worse than what we covered last time.
It's so bad. It's embarrassing.
I actually have that pulled up, but I don't want to watch it. So Russell T Davies just saying more stuff. Hey, everyone was complaining when I cast Billy Piper, so it's just natural that they're going to be complaining about all this woke stuff. I don't give a crap.
Who was complaining about Billy Piper?
No one.
He's just like trying to sex symbol in Britain. I don't understand.
It's textbook gaslighting. They're just trying to convince you that Doctor Who was always woke. And it's not working.
No, but it was it was, I don't know if it was that girl, but there was one female doctor that was, I mean, not female doctor, but female helper, whatever you guys call it, apprentice, that was hated, but I don't remember which one it was. But it was like a really known meme. I even know about it, and I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but I know it because he was in a lot of community jokes. So I know that there's a fact that there was a female.
That was in the older. That was before the reboot. There was a character that was really annoying.
Women.
Russell T Davies, the left eats their own, and a companion. Yeah, Russell T Davies is now in trouble because he announced that Helena Bonham Carter is going to have a huge role in the new season, and
Helena Bonham Carter.
Well, but because she supports J.K. Rowling by the transitive property, she's a transphobe, and so now Russell T Davies is in trouble. So,
same transitive property. She must also be a spouse beater. You know.
Yep.
You mentioned Johnny Depp in there.
Oh too. Yeah, an abuse apologist for saying Johnny Depp was vindicated in court. Like, holy crap. There's no other trial that was more public than the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, right? And people still don't want to believe the outcome. I do not understand it.
I mean, maybe Kyle Rittenhouse, but
well,
outside of an extremely political.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this was the biggest one. And, Johnny Depp was probably more popular because you had the weird women who were, swooning over him involved. Right. And the weird men swooning over what's her face? I can't even remember her name. Amber
Heard.
So yeah, I don't care. Russell T Davies deserves all the backlash because he's a moron. That's the scene. Yeah, it's I don't want to go through this again. It gets worse. I'll read one line.
That's the line. That was the line.
Right. So they have to improvise lyrics because they fell through the roof and the song stopped. And they're like, oh, you're the Goblin King. It's so good. And so Ruby, he says, meet my friend. She's Ruby Sunday. And then she says, hi, Goblin King. It's nice to meet you. And of course, Twitter stopped working. And then she says, hi, Goblin King. Nice to diddly deet you. So that's my new greeting.
That's the extent of their rhyming prowess.
And you could argue, and the argument has been, but they were on the spot improvising words. It was supposed to be bad. But that argument doesn't work if you compare it to the rest of the song before it was improvised, and it's equally bad.
Yeah.
So, nice to diddly deet you, everyone. It sounds like harassment, actually.
It kind of does a little bit. Yep. Like you need to go
that's my kind of rhyming. So that's another reason why Wonka worked for me, because it has my kind of rhyming in there. Dumb rhyming.
Okay, so that's the news, but I have to show you this video because it's absolutely beautiful. It's it's wonderful. You don't need the sound. Never mind. You don't need the sound for this. But this is a real, actual real life commercial.
Yeah, but pause, because it's Chinese commercial. Chinese has a strong copyright rules in YouTube.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's really fun. It's really old too. It's like from the 2000s, 2010s.
It says it's a. Okay. Where do you think it's going?
His shirt is dirty because
you've seen a woman. You've seen a woman doing laundry.
He's gonna clean his clothes, and all the stains are gonna be gone.
And a black guy walks in with a dirty shirt, and there's stuff on his face.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let's keep going.
She's gonna throw him in the washer.
Oh baby!
Oh my goodness!
It gets better, David. It gets better.
He's gonna come out a white man.
Better even.
Oh no!
it's
Oh, that's so bad.
But that's really, really old. That's like 2008. It's a good one. I remember watching this in those shows. I don't know if you had those shows in the United States, but there was a show in midnight where they used to put like a lot of wacky worldwide, literally just advertisement, and they will put this kind of like really, really wacky, weird Asian style, really racist type of commercials, but it's just funny, it's just good fun. Obviously it's not good fun for them, that is probably ill intended for but yeah, it's good fun for us.
Wow,
it's so funny. I've already seen it, and I knew it was coming, and I was crying, laughing. It's an ad for soap. So let's talk about Rebel Moon, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I paid for Netflix to watch
it. For Netflix to watch it. Mm-hmm. Angry Rex has already told me he hated it, and he's upset at me for making him watch it.
Yeah, I fell asleep like 3 times, so I have to watch it again.
My general consensus, I enjoyed the movie. I also 100% understand all of the criticism. Like I watched, Friday Night Tights talking about it, and a whole bunch of other people complaining about the movie. I don't disagree with anything negative that has been said about the movie. Like every piece of criticism is correct,
is legit, yeah.
and is a shortfalling in the film. But for me, its negatives take it from a 10 to a 6 or a 7, not to a 0. There are things that there are absolutely things that the movie could have done better.
But he sold it as his masterpiece. Like the way this guy sold it,
it is not a masterpiece.
Jesus Christ! Like this guy is really smelling some farts.
It is such a Snyder film too. I don't watch a ton of like Snyder stuff all the time, but man, I know people will. It is not unheard of, and everybody knows already his whole obsession with slow mo.
Yeah,
that's just like no, but
that's absolutely what you expect coming out of a Zack Snyder movie. But I was watching this going like, wow, yep, that's Snyder being.
No, but this is just a meme. Like it became a meme. The guy is literally running.
That's the
guy is. Oh my!
Yeah, that was my biggest criticism. Apart from like all of the story problems, right? The structural problems. My biggest complaint about the movie was the slow motion, which we get. Yeah. Zack Snyder.
That's also what you expect.
That's my smallest.
No, and that's why I didn't like it, because Zack Snyder uses slow motion well. He uses it to make the iconic shots, right? The slow motion that you get in his superhero movies are because he's showing you a comic book panel, right? The action starts and then it slows down. Hey, this is the comic book panel, right? When Bruce Wayne's parents die, I'm showing you that shot, that still frame that you got from the comic books, right? With Aquaman on the pier and the waves are coming up. You're like, this is a comic book movie, right? And in 300, he's literally recreating exact frames from the comic book. Like it is a 1-to-1 adaptation, and that's why it slows down. And you're like, wait, no, I remember this frame from the books.
Yeah,
so, and he uses it to accentuate action, which he does not do in Rebel Moon. It felt, honestly, it felt like he was rolling dice, and the dice determined which scenes were slow motion in Rebel Moon. There was one shot in slow motion where I was like, this is good. And it's when she like sweeps down and trips the guy in the fight scene. It was like, okay, that was good use of slow motion. Every single other time, I was like,
"That's the first one.
Why?
That's the first use of a slow motion."
It was.
In the next,
you're right.
Scene, in the very next scene, the guy already fell, and then he takes the slow motion out to portray the guy falling, and then he slow motions the freaking sun when he comes out of his boot, and he's like, "What are you slow motioning here? There's nothing in the frame."
The back and forth. So I do agree with you that like generally he can do it very effectively, but this is by far not the first time that I have seen him use it egregiously as well.
Right.
So, like,
it was a meme.
The one that stuck out in my mind was the one where it's the flashback to her in the war or whatever, and she like
shooting.
comes around the corner. She's shooting, and then it like
no
speeds
sense.
up for half a second, and then goes right back down to slow-mo. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I have seen him do that before. I don't watch a ton of his stuff, but I know I've seen him do that same thing before. I want to say in one of the BVS or something like that, where like it's in an action scene again where he'll like do a slow-mo and then speed and then slow-mo again, and you're just like.
I've never seen anything as egregious in this movie. There might be a couple
embarrassing.
There might be a couple shots here and there in his other movies, but I would say like 90-80% of the times that he uses slow motion previously, it's been good.
Right.
And everyone complained about it when it was good. They're like, he uses too much slow motion. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's great. And then this is the first time I was like, okay, no.
Nobody complained. No. Nobody complained on 300. 300 is like nobody complained about it in 300. Everybody complained about it.
I have heard a lot of people. I have heard a lot of people complain about the slow motion in 300.
In 300,
I promise you.
In 300,
yes, and those people are idiots.
I mean, the arguments about the slow motion in Aquaman and in Man of Steel, okay, those make sense. Yeah,
but
the 200 ones, they don't make sense
there. And I get it too. Even if he does it well, it's like this is a tool, and he's only ever using that tool, and it works. It does what it needs to do. But it's like
except you have other in this movie, I don't understand what happened.
He uses it.
Doesn't work.
He uses it in times in this movie where like you have no need for slow mo at all. There's one scene where they're getting off the spaceship, and she just like throws her cape around her, and it just goes in slow motion. Like, okay, that looks cool. She's throwing on a cape, but does it have to be slow motion?
Yeah, what the hell? This is exactly coming to my point with that, is that like any one of these shots by themselves, if that was like the one or one of two or three slow motion shots in the movie, you might be like, oh, that was kind of an interesting look because it gives this cool look. Mm-hmm. But if you're like doing that all the time, you're like, okay, like
to a moment.
If you took out
build tension, if
you took out all the slow motion in this movie, it would be half an hour shorter.
It would be half an hour shorter.
Right.
That's the thing too.
And that's my other criticism. Is that other main criticism is a lot of these other side characters don't really have much of a backstory.
Yep.
You don't have much character exposition in them.
100% agree. I don't agree with. I agree with all of the criticism for this movie. I still liked it.
Yeah.
It's
and I'm actually 100% with you. I didn't hate it. Like I didn't love it. I'm not like, oh, I was dying over this movie, but like I had an enjoyable time watching this movie, and there was things that I enjoyed. But
there's there's another thing that really got me boiling my frijoles is the dialogue. But if you want to say something, Corey, before we get into the dialogue,
I thought the dialogue was fine.
Director has, and I'll admit, like the slow motion, there was a lot of it, and it did grind. It was like, okay, like especially like the cape thing. Like it was just like, okay, this is getting. But each director has kind of a tool he likes to use among other tools. Like, for example, I mean, Michael Bay, everyone knows Michael Bay. He's the explosion director.
Right.
All of his movies have unnecessary explosions. Like the gas
Abrams with the lens flares.
Yeah, the gas tank will blow up another gas tank, which blows up another gas tank. There's a nuke in the background, and then Optimus Prime comes in. You know,
you want to know a super good Michael Bay movie? The Island.
Yes, but there's explosions in The Island too.
There are
like unnecessary, and Zack Snyder's tool is he really likes his slow motion.
He really does.
He really likes his slow motion. And then you have like James Cameron. Like James Cameron, I don't know if he has a tool apart from just CGI. I think his tool is just CGI. I mean,
his thing is inventing new technology to make a movie that
like everything from the Titanic,
from George
to now, and then didn't he just direct Napoleon?
Oh, Mark Clark says The Rock.
No,
I know it's a sin. I have not seen The Rock.
Me neither.
I know I need to.
That's going to be one of the things with my channel is
he
movies that I need to check out that I need to catch up on.
Oh, that's Ridley Scott. Sorry.
Ridley Scott Napoleon. I watched that one.
So every director has their tool.
They do,
their favorite tool. And
exactly.
I think Zach. I think he just needed Zack Snyder. He needed to pull it back just a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah,
that's what the assistant director needed to be like, bro. Really.
Mm-hmm. It's the sort of thing where it's like, rather than doubling down on it, you need to recognize that this is a tool that you like using and it works for your aesthetic and everything. So you don't need to not ever use it, but you need to know that this is a thing that people might criticize you for. And so
you need to know when to use it.
Mixing it up and using it only when you need to, and maybe playing around with, rather than saying like, well, this is the one thing I'm good at, so I'm only going to do this one thing ever. Like, especially for this visual medium, like let me try to expand my repertoire of tools and like try to do more with this and try to find other ways to bring attention or draw, things like that.
He's good at other things. He's good at writing terrible dialogue. He's really, really good at not showing anything backstory of their characters, only when it's really convenient to do it. For some reason, like in this movie, for example, when she starts sharing the story with the boyfriend Dario Naharis 1, and I mean Dario Naharis 2,
right? Because they're both in the movie.
And he tells, and suddenly he tells him the entire story, and I'm not kidding. This is the exact dialogue. I have it written right here. It says, "The only reason why I'm telling you this, so you know who I am. So the only reason she is introducing herself to him is for him to know who she is, which is the definition of introducing yourself." So, and then in the very beginning, I remember the first freaking dialogue that this girl has in the entire movie is that when well, it's not literally the first one, but it's the first impactful one. It's when the ships are coming.
Sorry, hold on.
Important,
What you were laughing at? I thought that's what you were laughing at.
That and his brother. Those are his two favorite tools.
It's true.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, and the first thing that she says is like, "Oh, what are they here for? They're here for everything."
Yep.
No, they're here for
they're here for your food. That was it. All they wanted was your food.
And he literally snatched
and their freedom and like all of that. So like,
I guess they did want to assault some of the girls too. So
they were there specifically for tribute. Literally,
I don't hate that line in concept, but I can see how it's a little bit cheesy. But because that's her point, is like they want everything. They want your food. They don't just want your food. They want to dominate you. And that's her whole point of the empire and why she wants to rebel or why she's run away from them. And
it's just a cheesy one-liner. It's a cheesy one-liner. It's a 70s one-liner, the ones that we made fun of for like 20 years during the 2000s. We used to make fun of those cheesy one-liners. Now it's like, oh, they're back because people are stupid now.
There were some moments in the movie where like I legitimately paused and thought like, wait, did you forget what you already wrote?
Yeah.
There were two. One was much worse, but the first one was at the beginning, where they show up and then she talks to the village elder, and she gives them advice. And she's like, "Hey, look, what you need to do, because I've worked with these guys. What you need to do, just give them what they ask for, and then they'll leave."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he says, "Okay, we'll do that," and then doesn't do that.
Exactly, it doesn't
He takes her advice. It's not like, "Hey, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to do what's best for the community." He literally says, "Okay, I'll make sure to do that," and then immediately does the opposite and gets himself and his wife killed. And I was like,
"Yeah, no,
that's a little silly."
Harris opens his dead mouth, saying like, "Why did he say that to the guy that came there to kill them, to take the tribute?"
Well, that makes
we're not gonna give you the food because we need the food in case we're dying of hunger.
That part made sense. It felt like he was trying to save. He's like, "Oh, okay, no, we can." He was trying to be a mediator. That part did not bother me.
Yeah, no, the reaction, the reaction to that from the village.
Yeah, he did what the leader should have done, and so it was silly.
Exactly, but the reaction then the leader is like
talking about what Max is talking about is what happens right after that. Yes. He said, "Who is this guy? Oh, he's nobody. He's nothing. You shouldn't listen to him."
Exactly.
Like, why would you tell him that? He just told you what you wanted to hear, and then to say, "Oh no, he's nothing. Don't listen to him. He's lying."
The dialogue leading up to the catalyst moment was.
However, I did like the show of power with him. I think it was obvious what was going to happen.
Yeah,
but I liked it. He says, "Look, let me show you how to treat a subordinate," and show you.
And I would have loved it.
They could have seen it going.
They could have gotten there more intelligently.
I agree. I agree. But I did like that point.
That. Yeah, that character was my favorite, to be honest. That Dario Naharis one.
Okay.
Dario Naharis one. But
he was really
his
good.
Weapon was the dumbest weapon that I've seen in my life. He had
I can't even remember what it was.
Cane. It was a cane. It was a cane. It was a heavy cane.
Oh, the bad guy.
It was a cane. The main the lady breaks the cane like in the first try. She breaks the cane and stabs the guy with his own cane.
I agree. I think it should have been some sort of energy zapper or something.
He literally destroy a guy's brain with the cane, but this guy can just step on the cane and break it in the first try. It's so stupid.
The inconsistent handling of that was
wonderfully cast and wonderfully acted. I really like
Dario Naharis is a good actor. I don't know why they get rid of him in Game of Thrones when they recast him.
We're talking about the bad guy, not the.
No, I know he's Dario Naharis one. He's Dario Naharis one.
Oh no! I
he's
thought
the first Dario Naharis from Game of Thrones.
No, the good guy. It's the good guy.
No, he's the first. The bad guy is the first Dario Naharis, and then they recast Dario Naharis in Game of Thrones for 616.
No, Turok is.
There are two Dario Naharis in this movie, bro.
Yes, and they're both good guys.
No, the bad guy is the general. The bad guy is Dario Naharis is the general. Yes, check it out.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong about this.
Either that or the Indian guy was Dario Naharis was doing brown face and he was playing the Indian guy.
No, it's the shirtless guy. He was the first one, and he's replaced with the love interest. The bad guy is not.
But I say that is either brown face Dario Naharis or let me check it out.
Yeah, no, the bad guy is not. No. It's the two. It's the shirtless Turok Griffin.
No, it's
riding guy.
It's Crane is Dario Naharis.
Yeah.
Yeah, the it's Crane is Dario Naharis, and he is the bad guy. Yeah, he is Dario Naharis. I'm looking at him right now.
I was thinking a different. Okay.
Yeah. There are two Dario Naharis. The good Dario Naharis.
No, I was thinking it was the other guy. The lover of.
Exactly.
No. Who played?
I think Mark Clark answered your question.
You're right. See, I was thinking it was a different character from Game of Thrones. It's been so long since.
You mean like the Irish guy?
No, the Khaleesi's lover who gets recast.
Dario Naharis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other guy that was brown, he looked really close to Diana Harris. Like I thought that was Diana Harris, but no, he was the admiral. No, the brown guy, I guess that he was just a random Indian or something like that.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, Mark Clark got it right. Yeah, Ed Skane is the admiral, and he was Diana Harris for like 3-4 episodes. The best Diana Harris, in my opinion. When they took over the city of I watched
okay.
Sorry, I watched too much Game of Thrones.
Okay,
so.
the problem is that he looks like the Turok guy because he has long hair.
Yeah, he does look like a Turok
I thought
guy.
it was him.
Me too. But I was like, there's no way this guy is doing brown face.
Wow.
Because I remember that Harris is really white.
He looked okay. Now I got to pull up him versus
the Indian guy. Yeah, check it out. They look alike. Yeah, they look alike.
No way.
They had something, but he's
crazy.
Like, yeah, when you actually, it's the filter, brother. It's the filter. I tell you, the filter is what you know.
Because everything looks orange.
Because everything looks orange and gray. So it's like and dark with contrast.
Which that was another thing. Some of the scenes, the lighting was really, really off, especially in the beginning scene. They had that big bright orange planet that's casting this huge orange light, and from one direction you see just the orange light behind them, and everything else is dark. And then you do the same shot from the other end, no orange light, and everything is like well lit. There's no shadows.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not like that's other thing that Zack Snyder is really good at, terrible lighting.
Yeah.
The other actor and
light at least.
I'm just joshing around. The
other actor that I always get confused with is the one that plays the guy who turns on him.
This is not the same
Irish
person?
guy. Yeah, I always thought that he was Matt Hart. Like, no, what is his name?
How is this not the same person?
He's so close, like, but I thought that.
Look at their jawline, though.
Yeah, look at the nose, though. The
nose is so similar. I thought that he was just brown face Diana Harris. Literally, I thought that he was just brown face Diana Harris.
You know, you're definitely right. That's the bad guy. Yeah. I was wow.
It's because his ears
great actor.
His ears in Rebel Moon were very distinctive.
Wow. Okay. Literally the entire time I was watching the movie, I thought it was those two people.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
Me too for a while, and I was like, "There's no way." And then I saw the finale when they show the bad guy. You know, I mean, we can get into that. It's just Darth Vader 2.0.
First off, though, to finish my point of the movie forgets its own writing. We're gonna skip way to the end, and we don't have to. Yeah, we can go back, but the other egregious part where, and this was genuinely the only part of the movie where I was like, okay, this is retarded, and I actively disliked. The rest, it was like, oh, that's not as good as it could have been. It was when they go to recruit the rebels, and they get Cyborg to join them. And his reasoning is, we've let enough people die in our name. I'm not going to let another planet get destroyed because of us. And then they leave the planet that they know is going to get attacked and let it get destroyed to a planet that's literally funding their rebellion in order to go protect a little village that no one cares about. That made no sense. And they even said, we need to leave because they're coming here next. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And that was the only part of the movie where I was like, this actively detracts from the movie and makes it stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other parts, but yeah, that was probably the worst. Like, literally, they just leave. They just walk away.
Yeah. What I thought was going to happen is because before they came, it seemed like they didn't know that they were showing up, but they figured they would find them eventually, so they needed to move on. But what I thought was going to happen is they were going to come sooner than they thought and catch the sister rebel and wipe them out because they find the sister rebel there. and then he would have, you go on to avenge his sister or whatever. But I don't know. It was
Yeah. You guys, I want to ask you guys because you are more versed and more informed about movies than I am, specifically American movies. How many movies does this movie still plots from? I counted like 3. First, the Bug Life, like the whole thing with the tributes, and it felt so much as Bug Life.
There's a reason for that, though. There's a reason for that. Actually,
yeah. Well, it's Seven Samurai.
It all traces back to Seven Samurai, and all the rest of those other movies are also
Seven Samurai. Has been Magnificent Seven. It's been Bug's Life. It's been the Three Amigos. It's been Galaxy Quest. There's
been a lot of people who have used this trope.
It's been the Adam Sandler ripoff of the Magnificent Seven, the retarded Six, or whatever that movie was. Right? Yeah, it's a common trope, and I liked it. I liked that trope. I was like, hey, this is fun. It took way too long.
No, it was literally handled as Bug Life. Literally, he felt that it was just the grasshoppers being assholes, just to be assholes.
If you're the problem, the major problem with the movie is it takes way too long to gather its players,
right?
And there's an easy fix. You start off with everyone already in the village, and as they're preparing for the fight, you get pieces of their backstory in dialogue. You don't no flashbacks. Flashbacks are stupid. Don't be flashbacks.
Yeah. You can do either one. Again, if you don't rely too much on one tool.
It's that's how Magnificent Seven does it. It shows you who these people are through the action, through the choices that they're making, right? Through their actions, and everyone has a different personality, and the fact that 70% of the movie is just a recruitment seminar, it really does detract from the film.
Yeah, not only that, but it is a recruitment seminar, even though that the way that basically all starts is just so convenient. And they find the guy that betrays them at the end, and he's like, he knows everything. And he's like, no, I know everything. I'm going to take you everywhere.
Yeah,
he's like,
his introductory scene is him betraying the person that they came to get information from.
Exactly.
And then you're like, I'm going to be on your team, and you're like, why? Why do we trust this guy? Because he shot one guy?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know.
I got the smile.
Although I thought it was good because it's the same thing. I was like, why are you immediately trusting this guy? This guy's going to betray you.
Yeah. But honestly, wonderfully acted. I love Charlie Hunnam in anything he's ever been in.
Well, and I thought it was really good at the very end, right before he betrayed him. They had a little heart-to-heart. I'm like, okay, all right, maybe this guy's all right. Yeah. And then that's when
they go back and watch. Then I mostly bought it until it happened. But
go back and watch the "Am I a Good Guy" scene with the context of the movie, and you're like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Like, why is this scene? The scene is here to. That was the "Now You Can See Me" twist, where you're like,
that's probably.
Why is the bad guy smiling to the camera when he's alone in his room? You know, why is the bad guy in Frozen when he's completely alone doing good things?
Yeah.
Instead of being the bad guy, right? I almost think there was a version. I almost think there was a version of the script where he doesn't betray them.
Yeah.
Maybe in the long version,
if he was going to, if he was just pretending to, but
yeah. Also,
he also like he went out really quick and we didn't see anything more from him besides,
which I liked. I'm really liked.
If they're going to twist that or not.
No, he gets chunked in the head.
Because you didn't see a lot of it, made me wonder if they're going to do anything with it. But I don't think that
it's because they cut away from it because showing it is in the R-rated version.
Yeah, I was going to say I actually am curious about the R-rated version because it's the sort of thing where they cut out a bunch of stuff and maybe they just cut out a bunch of gross stuff that we don't necessarily.
Well, he said it's going to be more violent. He says. Apparently, it's a completely different movie.
Yeah,
so it's going to be more violent, and it's full of sex, which I'm not excited about.
Yeah. One other thing I'll say about Charlie
because
Hunnam,
we don't need them to linger on the shot with the tentacles. right?
Yeah.
I really hope that's not the only scene that's extended.
Yeah,
right?
the good call there. That was weird.
They are gonna go there.
But it was weird in a world building way where you're like, okay, this guy is a freak. I didn't mind it in the PG-13, but if we get a 10-minute scene of hentai in the R-rated version, that's not going to be exciting.
Gonna be 3 minutes in slow motion.
Corwin might like it, but I won't.
Do you want to know something else?
Say is, I don't know. We were talking about lookalike characters. I keep forgetting that Charlie Hunnam is not the guy in Raised by Wolves. So Travis Fimmel, and so seeing him, I'm like, is that the guy from Raised by Wolves?
Yeah, that's.
Are we going to be excited about? But like, I legitimately have some stuff pulled up here of Travis Fimmel and Charlie Hunnam, and like,
is he not in Raised by Wolves?
Person.
Hold on.
What was that?
Wait, what the crap?
Check it out.
That's not Charlie Hunnam. That's a different.
Are you freaking kidding me? Hold on. Shut up. What the hell?
That's not Charlie Hunnam in Raised by Wolves.
Who the heck is Travis Fimmel?
Right?
What the
heck? He's a Charlie Hunnam freaking lookalike.
I thought Charlie Hunnam was the guy in Vikings.
There are like 3 people like that. There are like 3 different actors that look like that.
So Charlie Hunnam's in the biker one.
He's in Sons of Anarchy. He's in Sons of Anarchy, King Arthur, Gentlemen, and Raised by Wolves and Vikings.
And Vikings, yeah. It's not this guy.
But Travis Fimmel is someone else there too. Yeah.
No, Travis Fimmel is in Vikings and Raised by Wolves.
Yeah.
Charlie Hunnam is in Sons of Anarchy and King Arthur. Yep. What the crap? And Pacific Rim. Okay, look.
I was watching this and I'm like, that's the dude from Raised by Wolves. Wait, no, it's not.
Look, you can't get mad at us when we can't tell Asian people apart, okay?
Right.
Because we also can't tell white people apart.
They can't tell us apart either. So
I know. Bring me an Asian who knew that these were 2 different people when I didn't know. Okay. They even smile the same.
Like pull up. I just googled Travis Fimmel and Charlie Hunnam, and there's like the 6th or 7th picture on the Google image results, and it has like their 2 faces half and half, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's just one person, right? What?
No way.
Yeah, I like Martina's girl. I like Martina girl's idea. You should pull up a screenshot of both of them, face by face.
Pull up the image results of Travis Fimmel and Charlie Hunnam
in detail.
Yep.
In detail. I want 4K resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Did the same thing with Ed Seekin and Michael Huisman.
Yeah.
Like this one right in the middle there.
You cannot.
I'd agree. That's
good point.
Look, they have the same smile too, though.
Yeah, holy crap! They look like brothers.
Oh, look
at that one right above the one you just.
Look at what? Come on!
Right?
Oh my gosh!
Look at that 1x9 guy right there. Yeah, that one.
Shut up.
The
only difference is one has green eyes and the other has blue.
They have the same nose. What the heck? Literally, their nose joins in the same. Like,
shut up.
It's like
that's insane.
It's funny because this guy looks more like Travis Fimmel's right side than Travis Fimmel himself.
The one where they don't have beards. No, down.
This one?
Right. No, one more down. That one.
They have the same jaw.
Yeah,
they do have the same jaw, but yeah, the other guy is a little bit bigger. In like his face is more square.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Come on.
Never mind. I was wrong. They are identical. They are twins.
Same smile lines and everything, like creases on the forehead.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't even know if they have different color eyes.
Someone looks alike. You can look at their nose. Like, okay, their nose is a little bit different. No, that's the same nose.
And they both sing this. And they both sing the same wrong words to "Amazing Grace."
That's a good call.
Hey, that movie.
Well, anyway,
not David, because you know it.
What movie is that?
That's that is one of the greatest movies ever made, Maverick.
That's right, Maverick. It was driving me nuts. I was like,
you both talk the same way, you both kiss the same way, you both draw your guns the same way, and you both sing the same wrong words to "Amazing Grace." That she has
sitting in the hot tub. They're sitting in their hot tub. She's stealing from him.
That and she has never looked better than in that movie.
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness, she was in her prime.
Maverick, I forgot that.
100%. Our dad had that was his celebrity crush, and honestly, I never.
I had the same crush.
Well, no, he had a crush on her back when she was, Freaky Friday.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I watched Candle Shoe.
I was like, I did not see it when I saw that movie, and I'm like, whoo, all right.
Yeah.
The Mao seem like clones of the Rogue One character.
Are you bringing up more pictures?
Kinda.
Show and tell.
No, but I don't know. It was a good movie. I liked it.
No, yeah, the scene with Nemesis, the introduction scene Nemesis with the spider, is one of the most brain dead fight scenes that I've seen in my entire life.
They all just watch her almost die several times.
Yeah.
No, never mind that. The freaking spider doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
the spider sometimes uses her 8 legs and sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes it has, it loses his legs that her legs has clearly knives in knives in his legs, and she doesn't. The spider doesn't use them, but sometimes he uses them, and sometimes he forgets to use them, and sometimes he throws a freaking leg, and then she carries the girl. When she's choking the Nemesis girl. She clearly has her.
She brings her into melee range so that she can die.
Melee range, so she can stab her literally and kill her. There was no way she could have killed her in any way if it wasn't because of plot convenience.
Yeah,
there was no way. There's literally times where the spider legs are literally just moving vertically, horizontally, instead of attacking.
I agree.
Literally, the spider is just doing this.
I think Jodie Foster is the reason I married an older woman. Because I was watching Maverick when I was like 8 years old, and I was into it.
Yep.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
But I agree with you, Mexa. I think that whole scene, and honestly, her whole character felt like the most unnecessary character.
It's just lightsabers.
I don't know why she's joining their cause, especially after they picked up the next guy, because her whole thing was like, "Oh, we shouldn't do vengeance because that's not gonna." Okay,
come on.
Nah, she's ugly.
I think one of my favorite lines from Maverick though is when
she likes
when
women.
Mel Gibson draws his pistol. And she looks at the other guy and she's like, "That was fast. I thought that was fast. Was that fast? I thought that was fast. That was so fast."
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the same thing that Travis says. Nemesis was basically Donnie Yen, but not blind and chick with less titties.
But like, why did it did not explain why she joined their cause, and then her whole thing was, "Oh, we shouldn't do vengeance because that could be you." Whatever. She's just a mother that's grieving, whatever. And then the very next guy that they pick up, they're like, "How about you join us for vengeance?" And they're like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah, the reason is the convenience. That's the only reason why this.
Yeah, no, that's scene. I know. I almost think this would have been better as a TV show. Like it could have worked, right? If you get one episode to introduce all the characters.
Yeah, like One Piece.
Instead of they had made some really good points on Friday Night Tights where they're like they literally made a character. It called him Tarok. And he's modeled after Turok, the character, and he's exactly the same character. And they travel to the Turok planet to pick up Tarok, and then they travel to the Gladiator planet to pick up the actor from Gladiator. And like,
Gladiator.
Yeah, he's the sidekick.
I finally watched Gladiator for the first time.
Dude, it's so good, right?
It's good, yeah.
But yeah, no, that speech where he's like, "Hey, I don't want to do it. Hey, have you considered maybe doing it for revenge? Okay, I'm in."
Yeah,
this. Honestly, I do think this movie could benefit from being longer.
Yeah, well,
how?
Again,
he didn't. He already missed the opportunity of introducing everyone.
Okay, that made everyone upset.
The part one ends with them going into the freaking sunset. That's the ending of the first movie. They're walking to the sunset.
Yeah,
it's a western.
What is it? What is the stakes? What is going to happen in the second movie? The only stakes that they put is in the end.
The stakes are that they're not going to be able to make next year's harvest.
They already killed like half a planet of
Moon is
Empire people.
It's not a perfect show. Like
no.
There's no ands, ifs, or buts. Is it a masterpiece? I don't think so.
No. Is it better than anything Disney Star Wars?
Apart from Rogue One?
No. Rogue One, The
Mandalorian,
One, Andor? No.
Even the first two, I think, are better. But
I would hands down.
Any of the
Force Awakens, I like.
100% deserves the hate it's getting. But the big story here for me is just how far apart. And I mean, this is nothing new. It's just how far apart the critic reviews are from the average viewer reviews. Just pulling it up and looking at it, like.
Yeah.
Going to Metacritic,
20% versus 60%. Yeah,
32%.
I'm averaging both of those.
58%. Going to Rotten Tomatoes, 24% versus 62%. Going to IMDb,
I think the audience score is spot on. It's a 60 to 70 for me. Yep. It's a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for me.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing, right? I think
it's not a 2 out of 10. In no world is this a 2 out of 10. That makes no sense.
I can also understand this is the sort of situation where like critics in particular, because they see these kinds of things, and so the issues that we have with
but
it,
how did the
more issue with it?
Okay, pull up the critic reviews for Rise of Skywalker then. If you're going to make that argument, Jared.
No, but they don't have the monetary
incentive. It is better than Rise of Skywalker.
Incentive to do a review about it. Nobody was paying them to praise the
exactly
Snyder, so that's why they were really like truthful with the review. I read the reviews. It's literally what we have been saying. It's literally the dialogue,
they're all true.
The characters, but the slow motion.
I agree. Every piece of criticism anyone has ever used against this movie is true, but it makes it a 7, not a 2.
I did read a few woke ones.
Look at the disparity for Rise of Skywalker. A 50%. Look, there's still a disparity, but this movie is so much better than Rise of Skywalker, and it gets a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is
it though? I don't know why the audience score.
Is it though?
It's not. It's not. Rotten Tomatoes has taken. There was a whole article about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's
just. I would hands down.
That there were a few woke critics that were like, "This is gender stereotypes," and there's a whole bunch of overused.
But Zack Snyder is on their team. He's always done.
This movie was
intersectionalism.
I don't see how this is a gender stereotype thing. Because gender stereotypes wouldn't have any of them.
Zack Snyder. There's literally race swap. They gender swap the damsel in distress scene. They go to a cantina and the man gets sexually assaulted and the girl saves him. This movie is woke, okay?
I'm just saying there's nothing critics that have come out and said there's a lot of overused gender cliches. I'm reading it right now.
But that's the thing.
It's just shocking to me that these people don't people don't like Zack Snyder this much when like you should be cheering this movie.
Well, it's just like
the types of people.
Like your clip, or not Max, Alan. It's just like your clip. If you give a mouse a cookie,
exactly, exactly,
it's the exact same thing. But I don't think it wasn't amazing. I don't think it was amazing. Was it?
No.
Yeah,
was it fun to watch? I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I didn't like. I'm not. Again, this isn't a big epic where I'm going to be spending a ton of time analyzing it. Like I'm going to be analyzing freaking, like I'm going to be analyzing Napoleon, or like I'm going to be analyzing a Star Wars movie, or if I'm going to be analyzing some big epic like a James Cameron Avatar.
It's supposed to be that.
Just to sit down and have fun for an evening and watch a movie and unplug.
Yep.
It was enjoyable.
It does all right. Yeah, I like Travis's next comment after that.
Yeah, this is a really good point.
A little too.
The recruitment wouldn't be so much of a problem if it wasn't exactly the same every time.
Right.
They're like, hey, pick up the next guy, give him a speech, and watch the guy that we're picking up do an action sequence where it shows how cool they are, right? Honestly, this movie feels like, the argument of show, don't tell, right? Instead of saying, hey, this guy's awesome, show them doing something awesome, even though Zack Snyder is technically giving us show, don't tell, it still feels like a tell.
Because he tells right after he shows.
Exactly. It still feels like he's telling us that these people are awesome instead of showing us. Even though he's showing us on screen.
Yeah, he shows that Nemesis is a badass, and then Nemesis has her speech saying that no, he's like, oh, and then the black guy, when they go and he's like, no, and then he does the complete opposite.
Why didn't we get to see a gladiator scene?
Yeah.
The one time I wanted it to be the same, we didn't get the coolest guy out of all of them doing something cool.
And I think it's because he's kind of old, so I think that
or it was cut. Hey,
maybe it's in the Snyder cut.
I think if it's not just full of tentacle porn, I think I will like the extended version of this better. I'm not even a big
get more backstory for some of these other characters too.
Absolutely. I'm not a big Snyder fanboy. I've become more of a fan of him recently. After rewatching all of his Disney movies, which I really did not like the first time through. I went back and rewatched them last year. I actually liked Man of Steel. Despite in spite of its obvious flaws, right? And Man of Steel is not a good Superman movie, but I think it is a good superhero movie if it was anyone other than Superman, right? But the fact, just because it just doesn't he just doesn't understand Superman as a character, and that the premise of that movie is his dad telling him to hide who he is instead of save people, the scene where his dad dies.
Yeah.
Don't save me. I saved the dog. Don't say that's retarded. That is not Superman. But if it was anyone other than Superman, I would actually really, really like that movie. And I don't mind that he has to snap Zod's neck at the end. He was giving him an ultimatum. I liked it. Batman versus Superman is really good until I hate the physical depiction of Doomsday. He looks retarded. Yep. Doomsday is awesome, and in the movie he just looks like a smooth blob, and I hate it. The extended version of Batman and Superman is better. I watched both, and I was like, well, this actually fixes a lot of the problems. Zack Snyder's cut, the Snyder cut of the Justice League, I love, and I was not expecting to.
Yeah, no,
but it literally fixes all of the problems I have with Justice League.
Yeah, but that's just only if you compare it to Joss Whedon's. The movie is mediocre by itself, literally.
There you go. The Ultimate Edition. I swear to you, it is a good movie.
It's the only version I've seen. I didn't catch the original one.
It's much better.
Find it basically.
Do they say Martha?
I like that, and I think people who don't like that movie are dumb.
I think it's conceptually
it is a very human moment, and yes, both of their moms are named Marta. Martha. Like
No.
why is that such a? Why does everyone complain about that scene? It is not cringy. You have two people. You have two people who have never met. You have two people who have never met who absolutely have reasons to hate each other. The introduction in that movie when Batman sees Superman destroying the city. Okay, this is a threat. I need to figure out how to kill Superman. Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly the reason why.
And then they fight without talking. They fight without talking, and he almost kills him until he sees Superman is a human too. And he has a mom. Yeah. I think that's brilliant. I love that.
I can tell you an analogy of why I think that scene is really stupid and it's silly. It's a silly analogy. But yeah, you don't say the name of your mom where you're fucking a girl. You know what I mean?
No, because he was saying,
you don't say the name of your mom where you're getting
go save my mom.
Shit, like, he
was saying, go save my mom because he knows
destroyed by a guy when you're about to get murdered.
No, because you don't say that. The reason that he's trying, the reason he says it is not because it's not because he's getting murdered right then. It's because he needs to go save her. He knows that she's in trouble.
Then say it in the first.
Go save Martha. That's what he said. He said, "Save Martha," and that's when Bruce is like, "Why did you say that name?" Because he didn't realize that Martha.
I think it's a great scene.
I'm with you most of the way, one of the stupidest things that he has ever written.
I think.
Yeah, I have to watch it again though.
I think that scene is over criticized, but it is presented a little goofily, but the concept I think is solid. Like you're describing, this idea of Batman sees this guy as just an alien force that's going to destroy the world, and then finds out, oh, you have a mom. You're basically human. Oh, okay, I can actually start to relate with you because
it's wonderful.
Okay, I get it.
It's wonderful. I do not understand the criticism at all.
Yeah, I do understand the criticism, but I haven't watched the extended one.
Zack Snyder, the delivery of it and the presentation of it came across a little extra goofy because you get the Batman. Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name? You know, kind of stuff.
Zack Snyder is the Nickelback of movies. Okay, everyone loves to clown on it. Oh, everyone hates Nickelback. Every single person who says Nickelback sucks, I guarantee you, every single person who says that Nickelback sucks has listened to "This Is How You Remind Me" 100 times and sang along. Okay, shut up.
Yeah, this is the differences between me and most people.
People love clowning on. People love clowning on Zack Snyder. Now,
I've never heard that song more than once.
Is Nickelback a masterpiece? Absolutely not. Do they have some cringy songs? Yes, absolutely.
But one of the best lines in any song at Nickelback, when he described his bathroom, "I want a bathroom I can play baseball in."
Yeah,
that's a fun song.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I want to be great like Elvis without the tassels.
Yeah. I want to join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet.
Look, Superman Batman sees Superman begging for the life of his mother, and he's holding a gun to his head, and then realizes that, hey, we don't have to be bad guys.
Nope, Travis has got it right there. Realized he's lived long enough to become the villain.
Yep,
just like we referenced in the Batman Begin.
Okay, go back a bit.
Backtracking a little bit to one of the comments Mark Clark said. It was posted. I don't know if any of them mentioned. You posted it.
Nickelback sucks. Is that the one?
No, Nickelback sucks. A couple ones back. The Gladiator 2. Did we talk about that?
Oh,
I am not. I'll be honest. I'll be straight up. I am very trepidatious with Gladiator 2, and here's the reason why. Yeah. It could be very, very good. It could also suck royally. Yeah. Because I feel like in today's day and age, there's not a lot of new ideas that are coming out because of all the political crap that seems to seep into everything. And so this is either going to be a joyless cash grab or it's going to be epic. One of the two. It kind of reminds me, I'll put it this way. It kind of reminds me of like Incredibles and Incredibles 2. Mm-hmm. Incredibles was really, 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 really good. We all loved it. And then Incredibles 2 came out freaking 20 years later.
I liked Incredibles 2.
Everybody loved it.
Great.
I did not.
It was bad.
Loved Incredibles 2. And they said, well, because we wanted to do it really well and we didn't want it to be this joyless cash grab. So that's why it took us so long. Same thing with like Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. There was a really long, but there's been also other movies that have come out that they've tried to do tried to follow up an epic with another epic, and it's just fallen flat. And so I'm not. Yeah. I'm very nervous for Gladiator 2. Could it be good? Yes. Am I hyped about it? No, because no.
Yeah. Man, what are my feelings on Ridley Scott? He's made some of just the most wonderful films of all time, and also some of just the worst stuff ever.
And
too.
The Martian,
man, he definitely has. I think he's tired, and there's definitely some of his newer movies where he doesn't try as much. If he goes back to Gladiator, I can see him giving it everything. I can see it being really good. I think they've said there aren't any like carryover characters. It's a completely different story, but just also a Gladiator story, right? And I think that's the way to go. If you're trying to make it a sequel,
but they are continuing it. It's going to be the Emperor's young son.
Okay, sure. Yeah, but if it's like a generation removed and none of the characters are the same, that's the way to go. Okay, I think if you try and tie it in after this long, and even if it wasn't that long, the stories are over for the characters in Gladiator, right? I can see him doing a really good job. I can also see him phoning it in. Do I think he's going to phone it in? I don't think so. What was the last movie he made?
Who? Ridley Scott?
Napoleon.
I haven't seen. Okay, I need to go watch Napoleon before I have an informed opinion, right, on whether Gladiator 2 is going to be good. But
I like Napoleon.
He really has. Oh, he made Blade Runner too.
He makes epics, or he makes average. Like
it's never. Yeah.
Like he made The Martian.
Have you seen?
I loved The Martian.
It's really good. Have you seen
Kingdom of Heaven? Kingdom of Heaven was phenomenal.
I haven't seen it yet.
At the same time, he also did G.I. Jane. Like, do I need to say more? Like.
Yeah.
G.I. Jane is a real movie. The Mao.
He did Black Hawk Down. Like he did Black Hawk Down.
Blade Runner 2049.
He also did Exodus: Gods and Kings. Yeah.
Yeah. He did Black Hawk Down.
Oh gosh, that was bad.
He did Robin Hood with Russell Crowe as well. That wasn't terrible. It was just a really bad Robin Hood.
It was really weird. Yeah.
He made Legend. Really weird, my gosh, I forgot he made Legend. Crap. All right, I think it's going to be good. Here's the thing: have you seen Russell Crowe talking about the opening scene of Gladiator and the first scene that he filmed with Ridley Scott?
No.
The scene where he's looking at a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch Russell Crowe just talking about the acting in that scene, and then talking with Ridley Scott, and he's just like, it's just really insightful. Man, I really miss Russell Crowe being fit and being in movies.
Yeah.
He's just old at this point. Like,
Russell Crowe is the guy for 300 now.
Yeah.
Man,
he was so, and
I think he retired from like action movies. Like he's not doing action movies after the London and the War Has Fallen. Or I don't know what other.
He's chubby now. He's super chubby now.
Yeah, he's chubby.
Russell Crowe. In Beautiful Mind. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
What a great actor. So I'm not excited for Gladiator 2 until I see like a trailer, and it honestly could be one of the best movies we get, but I'm not excited for it.
Yeah.
And Ridley Scott has a very rocky track record. He tries these epics, and again, Black Hawk Down, Exodus, The Martian, Napoleon, and then he does G.I. Jane. And then, then he does 1492 Conquest of Paradise. Like, but then he pulls out one a couple years later, like Hannibal. I mean, like.
I didn't hear good things about Alien Covenant too much.
I had a dream that Gladiator 2 went to Disney Plus and starred the kid from Home Sweet Home Alone as Minnie Maximus.
So I have seen Napoleon and can share some of my thoughts on it.
Yeah. You just barely watched it, right?
Yeah, I just watched it a couple of days ago, and it was a little disappointing. Not terrible, just like
I've heard most people have been disappointed.
Yeah,
it was very scattered, which is weird for a 3-hour film. It felt like they were just it felt like they were doing highlights, doing like a highlight reel, but not all the highlights were even all that interesting. And so we didn't really get a great storyline through it, which was kind of disappointing. Like beautiful stuff and some interesting concepts there. Just didn't.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Hate it, but it wasn't great.
It sounds to me, from what most people have said, the problem is he tried to adapt Napoleon's entire life, and that makes no sense to do in a movie. Like there's just too much.
It needed to be 2 movies.
Yeah. It needed
to be his rise to power, everything that led up to Napoleon's rise, and then a second movie that led up to his entire downfall.
I can see how that's it would be difficult to sell that idea of 2 movies about Napoleon. You know,
Napoleon. If you know anything about history, Napoleonic era is fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
and again, they touch on some of those ideas. It just doesn't quite really get there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that maybe he got cut down in time, perhaps.
I'm worried,
but it's a 3-hour movie. It's a 3-hour long movie as it is.
He was probably 5 hours.
Make it a 6-hour movie. Cut it in 2. Make it part 1 and part 2, and call it.
I guess it was 2.5. I thought it was all full 3, but
yeah, but who? Well, I mean, it did kind of good financially. Like it didn't blow everyone away, but it kind of did decently enough for maybe securing a sequel. Or something.
That's the thing, is they already blew the whole story. They blew the load.
Exactly.
Napoleon Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Well,
Too Napoleon, Too Furious.
Yeah, I've got to get going, but I wanted to say one more thing about Rebel Moon.
Yeah,
we talked about characters coming back potentially. I thought watching the film that Captain Dreadlock's blood axe or whatever, they didn't show him die. I think he could potentially come back.
Who? I don't.
The Dreadlock, the rebel brother guy.
No, they showed him get shot up and then
they showed him get shot up. You're right. He did die.
Nah, he gonna die. He died.
The problem is they easily bring him back. And I said so. Did you guys watch the trailer for the next segment?
No.
He's in that.
Thought I did.
What?
They show him in it. So unless flashback, he's not.
I thought that he survived. I didn't remember him dying.
He got shot when he stabbed the thing, and then he kind of.
He was falling down.
Died
in
and
space.
Hit the joystick that made the plane, the big dreadnought, crash.
I gotta say, I did like the ending a lot to Rebel Moon. Because I thought we were gonna end. They were setting it up like, hey, we're gonna go defend the thing, and even though it was pretty obvious they were going to get betrayed, I know I liked how the scene played out, and I really liked the ending scene.
Oh, you mean like the third act?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by the third act, and I'm looking forward to part 2. I think.
But after a second act, that was the most boring second act that I've seen in a movie in a long time. Probably
100% true. 100% true.
What was it? Ocean's 8? Do you remember Ocean's 8? The female version of
I didn't watch it. I know. I didn't watch it.
It's literally.
I'm not gay. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. No, I watched it. I liked it. The first quarter of the film, or the first third of the film, was really good. Very different vibes. The second quarter was just kind of, whatever. But I really liked the last quarter or third of the film or whatever it was.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would hands down, I would watch Rebel Moon again before I rewatch a single Disney Star Wars movie.
I completely disagree with that. I will watch Andor. I will watch Rogue One. I will watch even the Force Awakens.
It's better than anything.
I will watch the Phantom Menace before I will watch.
That's not Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, I know, but you know.
I like the Phantom Menace, so that doesn't make it. Phantom Menace.
I'd
watch. I gotta go. All of them except for Rebel, for Rise of Skywalker. See you, David.
Bye.
I will watch Mandalorian.
Pretty excitedly.
I will watch.
But
that's it. That's everything. That's everything decent on Disney. Star Wars.
I like Force Awakens, and even though I have real issues with the second one, Last Jedi, it's a beautiful film, and I would probably end up watching it for the parts I liked.
The Last Jedi, which one is that the last one, or that's the Rise of Skywalker?
That's the second one.
Rise
of Skywalker is number 3.
Rise of Skywalker is the one where I could definitely stand behind that statement, but the rest of them probably not. But I'm also Star Wars
I don't know, like. When I first watched Force Awakens, I hated it with all my heart because it was a plagiarism of the fourth movie. And then
So was the first. So was Phantom Menace.
yeah, true.
It's the
Wait,
cycle
no,
thing.
no, 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 no. Phantom Menace is not a plagiarism.
Kid on a desert planet suddenly has magic powers.
They don't blow a freaking dead like they don't.
Yeah, they blow up. They blow up the control ship. He blows up.
Oh,
the control ship.
true. You're right. I forgot about that. That's
but Darth Maul has 2 lightsabers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I didn't mind that problem with The Force Awakens, because each of the trilogies has a similar arc and they have similar story.
The problem,
and that's fine. That's Star Wars, and we're seeing it in a slightly different perspective, and we're seeing some differences there.
The Force Awakens started off promising, but its biggest problem is it set up the fact that Luke was missing and didn't care anymore.
Yeah. And that
it created all of the problems that people have with the Disney Star Wars movies.
I actually think that it could still have been salvaged, but yeah.
I'd rather watch The Last Jedi, to be honest. I'd rather watch The Last Jedi than The Force Awakens, but yeah, I'd rather watch Rebel Moon than any of those.
This is just
movies.
wrong, though.
I'd rather watch.
Oh, Empire Strikes Back. Okay. No, that's the best one. You're crazy.
No, Empire Strikes Back. No, he means the other one.
You mean Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, he means Return of the Jedi.
I think he means put it over Empire
You're
Strikes
crazy.
Back, because
You're crazy.
That is a hot take.
If Empire Strikes Back isn't your number one Star Wars movie, you're just wrong. So
no, you're wrong. It's all about Return of the Jedi. It's all about the Return of the Jedi.
I'm not a big fan. I thought Empire Strikes Back was okay.
Which one's your favorite? The first one?
Revenge of the Sith.
My favorite Star Wars movie would be Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
It's okay.
That's
the second best one.
I can honestly respect anybody.
I really like New Hope too.
And then
I really like New Hope too.
If I was going to rate the original,
Mark Clark, what's wrong with what's wrong with that? And what's wrong with that, Mark Clark? You homophobe? Okay.
See, for me, it's all about the green lightsaber and the speeder bike chase. And
Phantom Menace is so good.
It's not that as bad as the second one.
I am gay for the Phantom Menace. Okay.
Clone Wars. I don't like Clone Wars at all, but that's just me. I don't like the desert.
I was going to rate the prequels. I would probably go Episode 1, Episode 3, and then Episode 2.
Rebel Moon felt much more Dune than Star Wars for you. Yeah. It's Dune. It's a little bit of everything. It's Dune. It's Star Wars. It's Warhammer 40K. It's a lot of things.
Rebel Moon for me is like 300, and Man of Steel and Justice League.
We didn't even talk about the robot who just disappears for the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's actually one of the things that Travis said earlier.
But I loved hearing Anthony Hopkins, and I thought he was a great robot.
Mm-hmm. He was a great robot. Yeah, I like his voice better than David Tennant.
Where he's saying it was bizarre that when we got to the Justice League hero shot at the end, you realize that the most interesting characters are dead or vanished from the film: Darian Bloodaxe, Jimmy, and Kai.
Yeah.
So that's Rebel Brother. Jimmy is the android, the robot, and then Kai is the was the traitor.
I loved the scene when he fires the gun without even sighting it.
Mm-hmm.
He just pulls the trigger and it like hits the mark. I was like, it was just a really cool touch of like, it's a robot.
Yeah.
He's calculating it. He doesn't need to look down the sights. I thought that was super
great.
cool.
Yeah. That was really, really good. And especially because that's the sort of like shot that even like that you set up with even somebody who is a good shot being able to sight and like, oh, it's too dangerous because you might miss or whatever. But like he took it no problem because
you're right. The movie definitely needed more Anthony Hopkins robot guy.
I'm excited. That's one of the things I'm hoping for with the part 2 is when that comes around.
Don't get me wrong, part 2 is gonna be way better than this one. It's just that this one is just was underwhelming.
It also could have helped.
Be as good as Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
What also could have helped the film is if it kept, because you never return to the village, so you're never really reminded of the stakes of the film, which there are not a lot of stakes, right? And especially with them sacrificing the other planet, it's like it doesn't make a lot of sense.
That was my
it could have helped the film ending. If they kept cutting back to the village and developed the relationship with the girl who almost got graped and the now rogue rebel soldier guy because they're obviously going to develop a relationship. And that is interesting to explore. Like, hey, and there's prejudices involved. Like, hey, you were part of this empire that's destroyed our lives. That would have been interesting to explore, and it would have helped ground the film and remind the audience of what's at stake.
Yeah,
that's literally my only issue with the ending. It was because the ending obviously was the most interesting part, although there were so many slow motion shots, but it was whatever. Whatever. But yeah, at the end I was like, wait, where are the stakes? I want to see the stakes. And I guess that they tried to reintroduce the stakes when they did that weird like hallucination scene with Darth Vader at the end.
Oh yeah, that was kind of interesting.
That was kind of like kind of out of there. Like I was really confused by that. But I guess they're gonna explain it, in the next one.
Yeah.
Why they did that, but it didn't make much sense. Yeah, when it happened there. But yeah, I wish that they gave more stakes. An actual reason for people to watch the second movie, and I bet that the viewership is going to drop significantly from first movie to second one.
Probably
significantly,
Corwin,
which is something never heard
of. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, I watched it. I loved it.
Netflix is saying it performed super well. It was their number one movie.
Yeah, but
they had a lot of other movies.
Yeah, but every day number one in, for example, in Latin America, every day is Betty la Fea. So it's like it's a useless nonsense statistic that they only use to promote their bullshit, the BS. And I'm really wondering how they're making their money.
Typically, in the past, they only brag about their numbers when they actually are good. If it's not good, they just don't say anything. Don't watch Saltburn. Yeah, I watched. I watched the trailer and immediately knew that it's not a movie that I would enjoy watching.
Nope, absolutely not. I watched it the other night with my wife and a couple friends of ours, and because we'd heard, hey, it's a weird movie and whatever, and it's a weird one. I mean, the one guy that plays the main character, he's a really good actor. I mean, he really sells some really creepy, messed up, weird crap. But it was weird. It was a weird movie, and I don't think any of you guys are gonna be able. Yeah, nope. It's gross and weird. Yep.
Which movie?
Saltburn. It's Timothy.
I'm right there with you, Mark Clark.
Timothy Chalamet and
not Timothy's not in it, is he? I don't think he is.
Isn't he the main character?
It's that's what's his name? I always get his name. Barry Keoghan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not Timothy Chalamet. It's Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, Chalamet was is Wonka.
Yep.
But
yeah, I did watch.
Barry Keoghan does some weird, creepy, gross stuff there. Yep.
I watched a super good movie on Netflix because I have Netflix right now. Or is it? Yeah. I've been watching just old movies, right? Because the stuff sucks. So here's a recommendation for just an old movie that freaking rocks. I wish the ending was a little bit stronger. There were a couple things at the end where you're like, okay, yeah, there's some not as strong as it could be. What's it called? Now it's slipping my mind. It's got Val Kilmer in it.
Ugh.
Oh shoot, what's it called? It was
Top
in
Gun.
my head. Nope.
New movie.
I
No,
think
it's old.
I know which one you mean. It's a really good movie with Val Kilmer, right?
I mean, he's been that Spartan.
Mark Clark's with me.
He's been in every movie he's been in is good. Okay, Spartan.
No, not every, but yeah, most.
It is. It's really, really good. It's him trying. Basically Spartan is the Hollywood, old good Hollywood version of
Spartacus.
Of Sound of Freedom.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
It's really good. I loved it. I wish the ending was a little bit stronger. It kind of devolves into just shooting and but it's it's really good.
Richard.
I also am not okay with the fact that that's an old movie from 2004.
Dude, that's 20 years ago, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not okay with that.
20-year-old movie. It's old.
To me, the 90s just happened. It was like, oh yeah, it wasn't that long ago. So that was the 90s. Yeah, nope.
Also, the director David Mamet. What else has he done? He's basically he did a Glenn Ross. So he and The Spanish Prisoner.
David Mamet is a really great screenwriter. Yeah,
he's a fantastic screenwriter who has basically been kicked out of Hollywood because he's conservative now.
Yeah,
and he's talked about he's done a bunch of interviews about about his conversion. Basically, he's like, I was super left, super liberal, and I realized how evil it was.
Yeah, I heard some things about David Mamet when he was
kicked out of Hollywood. But dude, the Spanish. I need to go rewatch The Spanish Prisoner now. Holy crap, that's a good movie.
Yeah, he's really good screenplay. Also, he does a really good screenplay. Yeah.
I know I missed your guys' stream on Godzilla -1, but
you said you just watched that too,
and that was a very good one. It's the first Godzilla movie I've ever seen. I've never seen an actual other Godzilla movie until
no way. No, did you watch the 2001?
Nope.
I love Godzilla 2000. That's my favorite one. That's the first movie. That's one of the first movies that I remember to watch because it was so impressive to me when I was like 5 years old. And I really love Godzilla. That's the reason why I love Godzilla, is because
the only thing that I think I criticize on it is that I wish that because it's pretty clear to us that Godzilla is growing, but I wish that the characters had acknowledged that a little bit more, because it made me question myself a handful of times. Like, wait, he is growing, or is he supposed to be the same size, but he's somehow bigger now, or whatever? But it was that's like one of the few criticisms that I have. But I thought it was really well done. Great.
Yeah, he was supposed to be growing the whole time. Yeah.
And I know that's supposed to be the case, but
I guess it would be harder to notice maybe that he's growing as a human. But I agree with you. Yeah.
And just to the characters, because again, it's very obviously depicted in the film of him getting bigger, but just that they acknowledge it. But yeah,
dude, I didn't even
know
like
criticism that I really have of it. So
I didn't even know how many of my favorite movies were written by David Mamet. He wrote Hannibal. He wrote The Spanish Prisoner. He wrote Glenn Ross, which I have not seen yet, but I know it's good. He wrote Heist. He wrote and directed Spartan. Highly recommend Spartan. But the one that I wasn't expecting, that I didn't know about, because I focused on the director, not the writer, is The Edge. David Mamet wrote The Edge, but it was directed by Lee Tamari, who's not that great of a director, right? He's done like Next and Triple X and Die Another Day, right? The Edge is so freaking good. Okay, it's Anthony Hopkins, so you know it's good, and Alec Baldwin. Some of the greatest writing and acting I have ever seen, like in my entire life. And I don't want to say anything else about it because there's twists. Go watch The Edge. Go watch Spartan. Go watch The Edge. I absolutely love The Edge.
Nice.
Now I'm thinking about The Edge. Now I got to rewatch The Spanish Prisoner and The Edge. Okay. That's a good movie, though. Spanish Prisoner. Watch The Spanish Prisoner. Okay. Good stuff. David Mamet. Oh, he directed that one too, man. Okay. I'm going to go down a David Mamet hole now.
What are you doing, David Mamet? What? I didn't say that.
David Mamet hole? What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, seriously. I really liked Spartan. Godzilla is greater than King Kong. -1 was a little too long. Yeah.
I could give you that.
10 minutes, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
Do you mean movies or like character? or fighting. Yeah, the movies. I prefer Godzilla movies than King Kong movies. I've never seen a King Kong movie that doesn't hit the mark. Yeah, doesn't miss. Yeah, doesn't miss the mark. Yeah.
No. Basically, The Edge is if The Gray was a good movie. It's like a wilderness survival.
Oh, The Gray. Oh, yeah.
The Gray sucks.
Yeah, he kind of
absolutely sucks. The Edge is Anthony Hopkins is a millionaire, whatever was the bigger one back then. I don't know if the billionaires existed, right?
He was an illionaire.
He's super freaking rich, and he's dealing with the fact that he can't trust anyone in his life. Like everyone is attached to him for his money, even his family members, and so he used to have a lot of like human connections, and he doesn't. It's wonderful because it shows, hey, not money in and of itself isn't evil. It's the love of money that is. It's a fantastic screenplay, and Anthony Hopkins, the plane goes down in the wilderness on this retreat, and it's him and Alec Baldwin surviving the wilderness together. And they fight a bear. Frickin' good. It's frickin'
nice.
It's so.
Yeah, it sounds like a better.
Oh, good.
A better Gray. Because the Gray is really bad.
You don't get to see the fight in the Gray.
Okay. The thing you wait for an entire movie, you don't see it in the Gray.
Watch The Edge, watch Spartan, watch The Spanish Prisoner. Doesn't matter what order. Watch all three of those.
Yeah, and check David Mamet, I guess. Yeah.
So that's what we do. We recommend good stuff.
Yeah. Anyone bother to see the new Aquaman movie?
No. Did you?
I have watched it.
Yeah. What'd you think?
My opinion is, if I compare it to Rebel Moon, it's hard actually. Hard to compare it to Rebel Moon, because the thing with Rebel Moon is that Rebel Moon is a serious movie, and this movie was literally, nobody cared about it. No, not even the people making the movie care about it.
I've got some Wheel of Time bad takes. All of these are about the Wheel of Time, by the way. So it's actually kind of crazy. Over Christmas, or all of the month of December, there has been a massive media marketing push on Amazon's part to get people to watch the Wheel of Time, which really, really shows that the show is a failure.
The show is not doing good. Yeah.
They literally created 12 days of the Wheel of Time Christmas song to try and entice people to. They're literally begging people to rewatch season 2 because the show's getting canceled. And they posted every day in December some other promotional material. Like, they're spending money on this sinking ship.
Look at the Photoshop on that picture. Jesus Christ, who are they paying to make their graphic design?
This is the main character whose single character trait is that he has red hair, and most of the pictures show him shaved, right? But yeah, a little Randall Thor appreciation post, which I tweeted and said, "Oh, so wait, now it's okay to appreciate Rand? Like, pick a lane." The most disrespected character of all time in their show. They also did this, which I thought was super ironic. Filming the Battle of Falma. It's a pain in the neck. Is because she gets shot in the neck, right? But I'm like, and I responded to this one too. I think it's super ironic that you showed a picture of the 3 characters who do absolutely nothing during the Battle of Falma. Yeah. I hate the Wheel of Time, everybody. And this one really pissed me off. They're once again promoting and lying to people and telling them that the Wheel of Time is a family-friendly series, which it is not. So,
yeah, no, definitely not.
And it's an asterisk. Yeah, except for this scene, it gets a little scary. Yeah. But also, you lied about season 1, and I started watching it with my kid.
What about
kick him out?
What about all the threesomes and crap in season 2 that they're talking about? It's not a family-friendly show.
No, absolutely not. Go screw yourself, Rafe Jenkins.
They're family-friendly books. I mean, your teenagers could read the books and be
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like obviously a little kid is not going to, but like an older teenager could read them and be just fine. And I only say that because they're very complicated. So anyone older or not mature enough is going to get lost very quickly.
Yeah. It's not that it's inappropriate. It's that it's complicated. Yeah. This one was funny. The actress for Elaine has publicly stated she doesn't want to read the books. She doesn't want to know about her character's journey in the books, which is funny because it wouldn't matter if she did, because that's not what they're filming. Great. This one's also funny. Eula Smart made a statement saying she has never played anyone like her Wheel of Time character. Oh, you mean white redheads? I wonder why you've never played a pale white redhead before, Eula Smart. And this one, David sent me when he left. Donald Finn, the new actor for Matt, thinks that there's room in the Wheel of Time for a musical episode. Because they did it in The Magicians. So we want to put a musical episode in the Wheel of Time.
See, I'm just so done.
Some of the musical episodes are great, and some shows, but yeah,
they might as well. I mean, it's already a joke, so like they might as well. I mean, why not? At this point, like, why? It couldn't make it any worse. I mean, all right, season 1, like, okay, I will give them some of season 1. Is it amazing? No, but I'll give it to them. We've talked about this. We don't need to go into it deep. Season 2 is just nothing of the books is in season 2. Nothing. They kind of generally, they kind of generally were like, okay, but when I mean generally, I mean like how Barney has a dinosaur in it and Jurassic Park is about dinosaurs, so they're the same show. That's how general they have taken season 2 and kind of gone with it. Like, no, it's not.
There was one episode that got a little bit close when Egwene gets captured. That was it.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, and I'm very disgusted with who they've cast. And not that the actresses are bad, but I'm just kind of disgusted with who they've cast for Min, Avienda, and Elaine. I really am.
Yep.
Like, Egwene can do a great job. Nynaeve, I've learned her name now.
I think Elaine is a good casting.
They did a good casting. I mean, I'll even give it to Rand. Good casting. Perrin, sure, despite the fact that it's not Perrin's character.
I don't even mind Nynaeve's casting. I think she's a good actress, and with what she's given, she's portrayed the character well. The problem is she's given garbage.
But Elaine's character is supposed to be. And multiple times in the books, it talks about how people are jealous because she carries herself in such a royal fashion, in such an elegant way that people just are kind of astounded by her. You don't get that from her actor, and they also are astounded by her beauty. I'm sorry, the actress is not good looking. Yeah. She's average. At best, she's average. And she doesn't carry herself like royalty. The actress who plays Avienda is not she's not a good actress.
No, the girl standing right next to her is a better Avienda than she is.
Yes. And then Min, like, I'm very like Min, like, no, just
the worst casting of all time.
Just no. And so it's just kind of like
they cast a middle-aged lesbian.
Yeah. They cast a middle-aged lesbian. And here is Rand, and later on in the books, like, Rand talks about how Min is the only reason why he was able to stay sane. It wasn't Avienda, it wasn't Elaine, it was in his darkest times. Min was the one that kept him from going insane and falling into the insanity that the taint brings to male users.
And you haven't even gotten to the Gathering Storm, so you don't even know how true your statements are.
So, like, it's just unbelievable that that's who they cast for 3 of the most important characters in the books. That's all I'm going to say. I hate Wheel of Time Amazon show. I'm not going to watch season 3.
Oh, you have to.
Because I love you and I come on this show every once in a while, I will watch them. For you and you alone. Besides,
you don't have to be happy about it, but we're watching the Wheel of Time.
All right.
We're gonna pirate it, so we don't give them money, but
part out loud, but yeah.
Sorry, I mean we're gonna pay for it and watch it. Yeah, makes me sad. But yeah, I'm excited for Rebel Moon Part 2. I enjoyed it. So the Anger Mix is wrong, and it's been a fun show.
He just shakes his head.
Did we announce that your channel's remonetized?
Oh wait, is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So make sure you check out Anger Mix's channel.
You can now become a member and get emojis of tacos.
I've made a special. I've added to the outro video because we now have Patreon member. Mark Clark is the first one to sign up for Patreon, and so I have to put.
He's double dipping.
I have to put people's names in the credits right now, and because there are a whole lot of people, I also have channel members in the credits. But I can't promise that channel members will always be in the credits. If Patreon gets too big, I'm going to cut channel members. But because channel members already get other benefits like emojis and early access to videos. I think I'm pretty much going to permanently. There's an option now on YouTube to quietly release all of your videos to channel members and that before they go live, which is pretty cool. So his own brother isn't even a member. Yeah. That's the thing with like the circular stuff. Like I have a lot of friends on YouTube of like that I would like to be a channel member on, but we're just like passing money around to each other and losing 30% of it every time we do. It's silly. So yeah. We had a credits video. I wrote a song. It's very pleasant. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, Anger Mex is monetized. Technically, for legal reasons.
That's the best news I've heard in months. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, for legal reasons, I own his channel now, and he's my.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a contract employee. So
good. That's freaking awesome, though, man. I'm glad you guys were able to work that out. I know because me and Alan had talked about it for a while on how to work out that stuff, and we were looking up as much. So I'm glad you guys were able to figure that out. That makes me happy to hear.
Yeah, super exciting. Do we have a plan for next Sunday? There's a lot of stuff going on. I guess there's Reacher, right? It's the 7th. What's the other show that's going on right now?
I know What If's going on, but that's probably not what you're
thinking about. What if that was good?
No, there's a Disney show. What's the Disney show?
What If?
Percy Jackson?
No, Percy Jackson. I have no desire to watch it, but we might cover it.
They say it's
I'll get around to
not
it.
that bad.
A lot of the fans of the books have been really liking it.
Yeah, they say it's not bad.
Yeah, it looks good, except the casting. Why would you...
Yeah, the casting is a little bit off. Not only that, but the acting on the cast.
You're going from Alexandra Daddario to
they're going younger. They're going closer to the books in the age.
Yeah, and
characters and kids.
My issue is that she was supposed to be Greek and she was supposed to be Athena because she's a descendant of Athena. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna change it.
Yeah, we'll probably talk. I'm planning on watching Reacher, so. It's really good. We'll probably talk about that next week. And then pretty soon.
Echo.
What's the other show that premieres in January?
Echo.
Echo is going to be one of them.
And there's another movie that is really bad that is going to premiere.
I forgot it was Echo. Okay, I forgot.
Yeah, it's Echo. And there's another movie that is really bad as well. Oh no, it's not. Not bad. Web comes in February. But there's another movie that is really bad that comes in January as well. That is really, really bad. Those movies that are really, really, really
The Avatar show premieres in the end of February. So we.
Oh, never mind. There's another show from Marvel or another movie from Marvel. I don't remember the name, but or is it Star Wars? It's Disney, but it is like.
Oh, I wonder if
January
is it that shoot the
Marvel. It's like a special. It's probably not even a movie.
I didn't know there were any Marvel movies coming out.
There's a Star Wars. There's a Star Wars something that's coming down the pipe. With Jude Law.
Oh, the Acolyte.
No, not the Acolyte. It's the other one.
No. Yeah. It's the crew, the something crew.
Yeah,
the
Skeleton Crew,
the Garbage Boys.
Those baby boys. Yeah.
When does that air?
I don't know.
I'm not excited for it. Can I say that?
I'm a Star Wars shill, so I'll be excited for it anyway.
Skeleton Crew air date, release date. When does that come out?
All I'm seeing is 2024.
It just says 2000. Yeah, it just says sometime next year. Yeah, that's not. Well. Anyway, if you guys have suggestions because there might be a little bit of a lull in January of things. But if you guys have suggestions, make sure you shout us, tell us what to watch. We'll probably just be talking about Reacher, and maybe I do not want to watch Percy Jackson.
Maybe the Acolyte is coming out in January. Hang on. Oh no, maybe not.
They're both coming out this year, so
yeah.
But we got Dune. We got Dune coming in March, which I'm excited for, and I'm not excited for the Avatar series, but I'm excited to cover it. Okay.
I'm curious about that one. I'm still generally optimistic about that. The stuff that they've released so far looked pretty good.
Thank you, TRJ. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. We do this every week, except for last week when we didn't. But yeah, if you guys have suggestions of things that we should watch, sometimes
I want to say TRJ. Yeah, great takes, brother.
Fun.
Yeah.
Also, Travis Mitchell's super fun.
Yeah, Travis. Yeah, your list was really legit. Yeah,
and of course, Mark Clark, our channel member emeritus, and wonderful Patreon member. Thanks for watching the show. I hope you enjoy the extended outro. I wrote a song for you, Mark Clark, because there you go. Yeah, give us your suggestions in the chat or in the comments after the show for what you think we should be covering during the kind of lulls that we'll have in the new year before we get going. But thanks for going. Corwin just left, but thank you anyway. Thanks.
He said he'd be here the whole time. He lied.
Looking forward to 2024 and hope that it's better than 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do like a worst of the year in passing. Or
I'm gonna make a worst tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it.
Because they're honest. The only movies I really enjoyed were not made by Hollywood. Godzilla -1, The Sound of Freedom. Oppenheimer was okay. I'm probably never going to rewatch it, right? But my two favorite movies, they weren't Hollywood.
Yes, I would agree.
So,
yeah. Oh, guys, and if you haven't checked out my latest video, and comment on it.
Man, your birthday is New Year's Eve. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, check out Splice Stream. He's the nerdiest person I know. So that's his YouTube channel. Anyway, we bid thee adieu. You guys have anything else to say?
No.
Check out my video, and that's it.
Check out Angry Max's video. Check out. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
No more plugs. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Guys, happy New Year.
Bye.
See ya.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is...
right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
This is the end. Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining, so please consider joining Patreon.